in
Can
the
you hear me?
world, and we have the fortuitous situation that we have the
Okay.
best technology in the entire world. If we can actually incorporate
So
technology
did you
into
call
our
them
healthcare
already?
system in a way that's
And they're
sensible and
like, yeah, you got to
practical,
bring it
I
in.
think we really could lead the world. So to me, I'm very bullish on this. But I mean, I just, as my first panel, I have to
Dude,
say,
when you
and I'm
see
not
this
very
guy,
good at,
punch him in the
jumping
face
in and making
because he
inflammatory
didn't fucking
remarks
do
and
his
like
job
talking over
properly.
people. So I need to get better at this. But I mean, I think really this is like a really cool moment for us as a country, for us to find a new
Like,
purpose for existence.
like obviously
Yeah,
my
you're
Why is
computer
it,
is
do you
like
think,
it's
that we're
fucked
so...
up in the end, but like I got it built and everything built with Corsa. Huh? But fucking when I got my computer built, like way back when we were still in like fucking middle school, like it was Tiger Direct or whatever. Like he built that shit solid. Like I didn't have any fucking problems until like fucking years and years and years later. I don't know. It's all too fucking complicated for me. I just realized like a long time ago I'm just more of a grab the controller, sit down on the couch and just, do whatever the fuck I want to do. Yeah, like I mean maybe one day in the future if I know how to fucking fix everything that like I'm bound to encounter with a computer, then yeah, maybe I'll deal with having a game PC, but I don't know, man. Is there
So
anything
unhealthy? That's my
physically
question.
that
Is
you can
it because
see
we're
that's
one of the
fucking with the
only developed
computer?
nations without universal health care? Is it because millions and millions of Americans die
I mean,
every single day because they don't have access to a
we spend
doctor?
more money per
I mean,
civilian
I'll
than
tell you
any
this.
other
I
country.
have been
Yes, we
over
do,
the
Well,
because
Yeah,
we
they
hang on,
can
don't
no,
do
have
it
hold
also
universal
on.
health
with
care.
the way the graphics card works with Siege, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's like you're using the internet to ask it a question and it's like, is your internet working? Fucking retarded. Were you, well, first off, did you look back at your stream? Were you able to see the lag in the stream? Because I don't know if I was seeing it or if it was just bad connection on my end. And when it's worse today. Whoa, damn, you can't even fucking start the game up? And reinstalling it didn't do shit. Oh fuck. It's fucked up. Oh, shit. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, pretty much. Bro, the way you were yelling yesterday, I was like, damn, dude, this shit must be bad. Which obviously, yeah, like, you paid that much money for everything. Hmm. Well, last night, I mean, like, you were yelling pretty fucking loud. So that was what I was talking about. Yeah, that was last night. Oh, fuck. Nice. Did that guy set himself on fire? I can see what you mean when you say they're retarded. Mm. Damn, dude. Did they not like kick you from the game? Oh, you're about to be kicked. Banned for 2 hours? Down. Fuck. I don't know, but it's fine. Yeah, it was amazing. No, the best part was running up to them and detonating the C4. Grant,
I'll bring you in a moment, but Brian, just to respond to that, the universal healthcare.
Yeah, so over the past 4 years, so 4 years ago, I posed this question: are we the first generation that won't die? Now, in any previous generation, it would have been absolutely crazy to pose that question. Of course, death is inevitable. At this moment, though, in the speed at which AI is developing, I think it is the first time in human history where you can ask with a sober face that we may be the first generation who won't die.
I agree.
Now, doing that, I've become the most measured person in the world. And we have measured everything, every biological age of every organ in my body. Also, we've measured the toxins in all foods and all supplements. I can tell you, I've learned the outcome is food is guilty until proven innocent. The toxin load in our foods is insane.
Helps you stay
so,
alive.
so, wait, hold tight. Like, why do you interrupt so much?
Why do you?
Because I'm like trying to get to the point. I asked you a very specific question, and you're repeating how you're never gonna die, and all the blood boys that you have on lock. Like, nobody cares, man. We're not as rich as you to live forever. People want you to go see a doctor. People want to survive when they get a diagnosis. People want to get access to meds and not go bankrupt. Medical bankruptcy is the leading cause of bankruptcy in this country. Don't you know that? Or are you too rich to sort of,
what happened? Did you just get hit by a shell or something?
That you are really...
You're welcome.
Francesca, let him answer. Let him answer. Right.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. My goodness. So what I'm saying is we have tested all types, and the toxin load in the U.S. food supply is horrific. It is really, really bad for everyone's health. Now, when you're consuming toxins every day, when children are, adults are, and you don't have control of that, just like breathing bad air, you really get sick. And so is it the case that you don't have a doctor that has a problem, or is it the case that you've got a toxic food supply that's filling you full of these things every single day? And so what I think would be cool is if we did something like we mapped the U.S. food-ome, just like the genome. If we actually mapped 80% of the foods that Americans eat on a daily basis and measured the toxins in the foods, what does the average baby consume on a daily basis of mercury and lead? What does the average person consume for BPAs and phthalates and microplastics? To me, that would be like an investigative act where we get a baseline. What is the toxic load of each person? Then does that explain metabolic disease? Does it explain obesity? Is it explaining why there's so many mental health problems? Maybe.
Yeah, these are definite questions to be asked. And the other thing, Grant, to bring Grant on the issue of what Brian said about people maybe not dying. You know, I was with Elon Musk last summer. He talked about the humanoid robots that are coming, the Optimus program. And I'm told that the kind of midway step is that you're going to end up with half human, half robot, a bit like the old $6 Million Man TV series, right? Where you get something wrong with you and you get a kind of mechanical upgrade. And slowly you're sort of becoming part human, part robot, but you could potentially just stay alive. Now, whether that's a good thing.
I mean, that's coming.
Yeah, I think it is coming. There's no question. We look at these robots now, and you think about a human having stuff repaired in a robotic way, where they still have human dimensions but have a lot of robotic stuff in them. That makes perfect sense to me. Why wouldn't we end up like that in 30, 40 years?
I do think you should be half robot. I think that would be enough.
How do you know I'm not already, Francesca?
Honestly, we don't have the evidence that you're not.
Well, the rate that you interrupt people suggests you're not entirely human.
Me interrupt?
Yeah. Grant.
Yeah, look, I'm 67 years old. I'm interested in living longer, but I'm also interested in feeling good while I'm doing it. And I know while we appear to have an extended life, most people are not happy in those last 10, 15, 20 years. I know people that are not happy in their 40s. I know guys half my age that can't do anything. They can't do, you know 20-year-olds that can't do push-ups, sit-ups. Like, this is basic. Let's go back to our education system and teach good health. Let's teach the American families they're eating garbage like Brian talked about and the doctor did. We're eating fucking garbage, okay? It's garbage. And if you're not going to confront that it's garbage. The sugars we consume today are different than the sugars that I was brought up on. I don't know scientifically what's different, but there's something different about the sugar I consume today than when I was in 1960. And so anybody that doesn't want these conversations, the idea that we have 26% prescription meds per household in this country is insane. And they're also contributing. So I'm curious about the connection, particularly from the doctor, the connection between big pharma and big food that's keeping.
Well, that's a really good question. So, Deborah, I mean, there's no doubt that there are a lot of people with vested interest in not sorting this problem out. People who make crap food and want to pummel it to hundreds of millions of Americans. The pharmaceutical companies. You know, I mean, when I read that painkiller stat, I went to my local Rite Aid in LA, and there was just row after row after row of painkillers, all different brand names. When I looked at them all, they were all the same thing, exactly the same. All had exactly the same, pretty much the same stuff in them. They were just being packaged and marketed and sold in a different way. This is an obscene thing going on, where America is gigantically over-medicated and pharmaceutical companies are making gazillions feeding that addiction. I mean, never mind the bad food, that is also a big problem.
Well, that's why I think we are in an inflection point. You know, a combination of what Brian talked about, utilizing the data we have today. We do have healthy people in this country that we can really study. You know, we've got to study the positive deviants and the negative deviants. We've got to study the people who are doing really well and understand what they're eating and how they're eating and how we get to that space. And we have to understand that we see every day the people who aren't doing well. And certainly obesity is part of it. But what we found in West Texas, we had more diabetes than we had obesity. So there also is a genetic predisposition. So it's about, and I don't want everyone to feel guilty about obesity because so much of it is linked to the food that they have. So I think without guilt, we really need to approach this in a comprehensive way.
I'll tell you how bad it is. I'll tell you how bad it is, right? I've got a house in LA, and when I buy bread in London, and I'm not saying we're the gold standard at all, when I buy a loaf of bread in London, after about a week, it starts to mold and go off, and you can't eat it. In LA, that loaf can be sitting there for 6 weeks, 2 months, and it doesn't change. That's not right. That means there are so many preservatives in this thing. None of that is right. That's just a loaf of bread.
I agree with you guys. I super agree. And I think this is where we need to come together. Like, honestly, I agree with Grant, and I agree with Brian, I agree with Piers, and I agree with Deborah. I agree with all of you. But we're talking about big pharma, and we're talking about big food, big agriculture, right? And the unspoken powers behind those are corporate power, corporate money. And the real question is this: will RFK Jr. in an Elon Musk presidency be able to actually regulate and break up big agriculture and big pharma? My guess is no. If you say yes, look, let's say our prayers, but I don't think in this administration, RFK, who, let's be real, initially wanted to serve in the Kamala Harris administration, was asking her for a job. When she didn't give him any, play, he went over and asked Donald Trump. And Trump was like, okay, I'll reverse everything I've said about you. So if we're gonna go after the corporations that are doing this to our food supply, I'm all for it. Sadly, what's happening instead is that right now, under Musk's presidency, we are stripping away Americans' basic access to food in the form of Meals on Wheels that feed seniors, in the form of SNAP benefits that does include healthy meals. And the more money you give to SNAP benefits and Meals on Wheels, healthy vegetables, green leafy vegetables, all the vegetables you need. But vegetables are more expensive than, yes, cheap carbs and McDonald's and all that. We know that. But if you actually fund those programs, which right now President Musk is defunding all of those programs, people aren't eating healthy. Another thing is Medicaid. Medicaid provides health care to poor and low-income Americans around this country. Millions, hundreds of millions of people in this country. 40% of all births are covered under Medicaid. At this point, the only way to birth a healthy child is to accept some of Elon Musk's semen that he keeps on hawking around. Shout out to Ashley St. Clair,
who was a guest on Uncensored only last week, extolling the virtues of Elon Musk. There we are. That brings us full circle. Look, it's a fascinating debate. I will actually be really intrigued to see what RFK does. I don't think he's a lunatic. I think he's a smart guy who's thought about these things very carefully, very deeply. I'm not saying I agree with all of it, but I certainly think that conventional wisdom about all these issues has clearly failed. America is unhealthy. So all the conventional politicians who've looked at this in the last 50, 60 years have failed Americans. So why don't we give him a chance? Let's give him a chance. See what he does.
Universal healthcare. Universal healthcare.
What was that?
Universal healthcare. Just healthcare.
Well, we have that here, as you know.
Not confronting the problem.
All I will tell you is if you fall off a Segway in England, you will get free healthcare to repair your broken ribs and collapsed lung. When I fell off one in LA, I had a bloke in a white coat leaning over me in the accident and emergency room, asking me to fill in a form to guarantee I could pay for what he was about to do to me.
I know.
So so Francesca, my point is, I need no persuasion. I need no persuasion that we have a better system. Like so many things in life, the Brits have got it right.
Here comes the monarchist.
Well, actually, you know what? We had one great queen for 75 years who was beloved around the world. Can you say the same about all the presidents you've had in that time? No. If you kept your monarchy, is there a good chance you could have had king's ears by now? Yes. Would that have been a good thing for America? Absolutely. That was a joke.
You said the backdrop.
Now you are a robot.
Listen, it's a great debate. Let's keep having it. Lovely having you all on a random panel, but we got to a point of agreement. I'd rather end there rather than ruin things. So let's end with an agreement on the big picture. Let's get America healthy again. Nice to see you all. Thank you.
I did over 10 years of research, 12 to 18 hours a day, and they definitely were involved, but there's also an element that has always been overlooked that I wrote about in my latest book, which is the Secret Service. And there's a number of things that happened when John F. Kennedy landed in Love Field. From the moment he landed in Love Field to the moment he was killed in Dealey Plaza, there's a series of events that took place that point directly to the Secret Service. And everyone has always overlooked the Secret Service. During the Warren Commission, they talked about protection of the president. During the House Assassinations Committee, they questioned if the protection of the president was adequate. Did they do everything they needed to do, the Secret Service? But they left out some crucial pieces of the puzzle. When the advance man for the Secret Service, the man on the ground, first of all, in Dallas was Forrest Sorrells. And the advance man for the Secret Service coming from Washington was Winston Lawson. When Winston Lawson got there was a few orders that he gave. One was the bubble top would be removed off John F. Kennedy's limousine, which was, okay, the sun is out now, it was raining, it's a sunny day, let's remove the bubble top, fine. Then there were agents that were supposed to be riding rear riding steps of the limousine. Normally you see two agents on the back, left, just by the left and right taillights. They were told to not ride the rear steps. Those are tall agents that would instruct a shot from behind the limousine. This was odd to them. One of the agents called Washington and said, is this real? Are we really being told not to ride the rear riding steps? And the gentleman who was in charge back in Washington was a man by the name of Gerald Bain, extremely overlooked for 60 years. Gerald Bain, for the first time since John F. Kennedy became president, was on vacation supposedly. He took a vacation, a mysterious vacation. He was always riding in the front right passenger seat in front of Kennedy during every motorcade. He was glued to Kennedy. This was supposed to be one of Kennedy's most dangerous trips to Dallas because there were a lot of people who were contentious toward Kennedy in Dallas. And all of a sudden, Gerald Bain says, well, I'm going to be taking a vacation and I'm not going to be on that trip, which surprised everyone. Then all of a sudden, when they're getting these mysterious last-minute changes to the motorcade, and there are more of them, which I'll outline really quick, they call, and Bain is back in the office in the
for their introduction.
Without
section is more disgusting than my OnlyFans DM.
Correct me if I'm wrong,
But casting a lesbian woman as Jesus Christ would be blasphemous, correct? Sacrilegious. Titles are not always as they seem. You need a catchy title to get people to read your article. Maybe it's not what we think. Never seen Jesus Christ Superstar. I have heard of it. I'm not into musicals. I think it's a musical, correct? So it says the titular character, maybe the titular character in Jesus Christ Superstar is not Jesus Christ. Maybe it's a different character that's learning about Jesus Christ. Maybe that's why it's called Jesus Christ Superstar. I don't want to totally look, you know what I mean? Just throw a judgment out there. But let's check this out here. Cynthia Erivo cast as Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. Well, I guess they're absolutely trying to disrespect Christians and get Christians into an uproar. Like, I think I've heard something about like Muhammad, like you're not allowed to draw Muhammad or something like that. So I guess that would be like someone making an animated film of Muhammad to piss off Muslims. Let's take a look at this. See, I thought I read the title differently. Because when I looked up the different articles, I chose Deadline, but maybe the one that I said earlier was a different article. Wicked's Cynthia Erivo will play the title role of Jesus Christ Superstar at a Hollywood Bowl presentation of the classic Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice musical this summer. It is a musical. Performances of Jesus Christ Superstar will start on August 1st and run through August 3rd. Additional guests will be announced at a later date. Directs and choreographs.
Yeah.
Okay. River previously portrayed superstar Mary Magdalene in the two-volume all-female 2020 concept album Jesus Christ Superstar. She is risen as Magdalene. Erivo performed Everything Is All Right and I Don't Know How to Love Him. As Jesus, she'll sing such as Hosanna, Last Supper, Gethsemane. Just a little busy this also announced for the okay, so here's I don't understand this. She's lesbian, right? I could have swore I read that before. Cynthia Erivo, lesbian. She's bisexual, not lesbian. Okay. She came out as bisexual. Okay. Okay, so it's basically, yeah. Okay, so I don't understand how you would play Jesus for a musical, which the religion that Jesus comes from denounces being homosexual. I'm sorry, the wiring of my brain is trying to figure this out. Yeah, this is definitely a problem here. Oh well, good thing I'm not religious. I'm not offended. Look at the madness. Post. Let me know what you all think about this. If you enjoy my thoughts on this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. If any of you are wondering, I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. I do believe in a all grand, ultimate, powerful, all-powerful Father.
What if they're like, it's gonna be an extra $500 to fix the goddamn computer, dog? Oh shit, dog.
Dave Smith says Trump should be in jail for the rest of his life. Good job,
Okay,
Dave Smith.
did he support Trump in his last
Doesn't matter.
election?
He said he should be locked up forever.
Did he support Trump in the last election?
I think so.
And BioWare are fucking shit now. So
I mean, if everybody knows my answer is gonna be Titanfall 3. You know,
Yeah.
I mean that's my obvious answer. But I really, in reality, I don't want Respawn fucking with it because they're just gonna fuck it up at this point. There's just no point. Like I've given up hope that we're ever gonna get Titanfall, ever, because the team in place is no longer there. The people in place are no longer there. So I have no faith in that. I would rather just not get another Titanfall. Just leave it be at this point.
I hear you.
no.
Just let it die.
Hideo Kojima should make Zone of the Enders 3.
Instead of making
know what that
tweets
is.
all day about bad movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got some good tweets. He's got some good tweets though.
Bro,
He's
I
fucking
muted him
hilarious,
because
dude.
he tweets too much.
Yeah.
I don't want to unfollow him, so I muted him because he tweets like he retweets every single thing that mentions him. It's like 500 tweets a day.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
All right. Let's keep
Stop
moving, Beardo.
Zanaxmas with a $50. Jeremy, are you and the gang going to react to the Nintendo Direct in April? Also, do any of you have any particular hopes for any other updates or additions to the Switch 2 that we don't already know about? Hail the 199.
Hail.
We talked about it at the very beginning of the stream today.
Well, we're 100% going to be reacting. Krista has been like telling me, she's like, we got to plan this out. We got to be ready. So yes, that is happening. I'm really excited for that reveal. So I guess the question would be, and this is for the chat, like should we do that? I feel like Geeks and Gamers Play is where we should do it because that's where all of our gaming centric stuff is. But this is becoming more of a gaming centric show here on Main Event. So the decision has to be: are we going to react to it here on the main channel or on Geeks and Gamers Play? That would be
Go to the gym today,
On
dog?
Wednesday.
So
April
probably-
2nd's on a Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, because in theory we may have to stream over daily, depending. I don't remember what time it is. What
You gotta
time
do that.
was the announcement?
1,000 pound.
I couldn't tell you.
Is it too off topic to do it on daily?
If we were going to do a live reaction to it, Ryan would not have to be there since he hates everything Nintendo. So it would have to be like, Ryan, you got the day off. So we could make that just that day's daily and just get everybody. Because I know you're going to join us, Dan.
I would.
9 a.m. Eastern.
9 a.m. Eastern.
9 a.m.
So
Eastern,
that's
April
8.
2nd.
So we could do it here, and then we could still have daily. So I don't know. We'll decide on that. But either way, we will be covering it. We will be covering it.
Cool. Let's see here. Andre CR with a 5,300 sequel has Eva Green's tits on it. Shut your yapper. I never saw the 300 too.
I only watched it once. It's very, very forgettable, except for her tits.
Is it called 300 Rise of the Empire?
Yeah, Rise of the Empire. He didn't
Totally
even,
a
Zack Snyder
cash
didn't
grab.
even direct that one.
Yeah, he didn't even direct it. Did he?
Oh, really?
He just helped write it or something?
But it's totally a cash grab.
Get Woke, Go Broke, says fuck Zack Snyder with the 10.
It's like making a sequel
Hell
of
yeah.
Braveheart
Yeah.
or Spartacus.
Yeah.
Zack Attack with the 10. My top 5 games on the Switch are the following: Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Metroid Dread, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. What is yours?
I'm glad you put Dread in there. Dread is my favorite game of the last. God, I don't know, man. I love Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread surpassed Super Metroid for me, which I didn't think was possible. I fucking love Metroid Dread. It's so fucking good, and it's difficult. It's very challenging. So Dread, and then Mario Kart 8 are kind of interchangeable because I mean, there's an argument to be made that Mario Kart 8 is like one of the best games, like period. Like in terms of the longevity, the sales, the relevancy. The updates, the DLC, like Mario. I was watching a Nintendo channel, and they did like their top like 100, I think, games of all time for Nintendo. I think they put Mario Kart 8 like near the like top. And I was like, really? And then I got to thinking about that. Odyssey is a phenomenal game. I don't like Odyssey as much as the Galaxy games, but I'm a Galaxy, like Mario Galaxy. I love those games. But Mario Odyssey is probably like to just your average like player. I think Mario Odyssey hits all of the beats, you know, with the things that it does.
It's fantastic.
So, and there's so like,
I feel like Linguini's
I've got a ton
lot more
of Switch
hard.
games that I've played over the years, but Dread would be number one, and I guess Mario Kart 8 too. The reason I don't want to put Mario Kart at number 1 is because it just feels like a more like, it's weird to put an online racing game that I spend more time playing online than a game that you actually have, you know, the actual campaign to go through.
Yeah, for me,
I don't want to
for
put
me,
it
it's
on
gonna
there
be
because of the comment.
myself all the fucking game.
Fucking Mike. I just put it in a pot and boil it.
Doing building nodes right now, but I'll join you right after.
Copy.
I mean, I got a mic, but I'll listen to you talk to yourself too. That's fine.
You know, when you go there,
good.
get a new fucking
I
mic
can touch
too.
myself too if you want.
Yeah, for me it's gonna be the 2 Zeldas, Mario Odyssey, and I don't play a lot of Switch, so I think that's it.
We can take your turn.
Mine's
Probably
gonna
Mario
be.
Kart 8.
Mine's an obvious homer pick. I'm gonna take Pokemon Legends Arceus.
I enjoyed the hell out of that game, man. And I'm not a big Pokemon player, but I enjoyed the hell out of that game.
Legends Arceus was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Go ahead, Savvy. Go ahead and rip it apart. Go ahead.
What? No, I'm just gonna say all the Pokemon games because I'm just a fucking obsessed little freak. I don't care that they're bad. There are some bad ones, but I will literally stand there and say, just give me all the Pokemon games. I'm happy.
I respect that. Somebody said Super Mario 3 is better. I mean, I'm not going to argue that Super Mario 3 is better. I mean, I personally think Super Mario World is the best Mario game.
No, 2D Mario's is a whole different...
It's a whole different ballgame, though.
Super Mario Wonder.
Wonder is really fucking good.
I loved it.
I didn't, like, I was thinking, would Wonder hit me like Dread did? It didn't quite, like, hit me like Dread did, but it's a very good game.
Yep.
Very good game. But Wonder's not on the level of, like, your classic, like Super Mario 3, Super Mario World. I even like, and I know I'm weird for this, but I have a ton of nostalgia for Super Mario Brothers 2. I love Super Mario Brothers 2.
No, for sure. Yeah,
I fucking love that game.
It's an underrated game for sure. It's
I
amazing.
love it because I played it growing up, and it just I have so much nostalgia for it. Like I was very invested in Super Mario Brothers 2. I know that was like it's a weird kind of for a lot of people. It's a very weird Mario game, but when I was a kid,
it's great, man. I love it too.
It worked, you know. So anyway, all right, let's keep going. Let's keep.
Double Spitfire with a 20. Since we are talking about overrated stuff, what's the channel's most overrated food or food that doesn't deserve the hype? I hate sushi. I'd rather submerge my head in the local fish market.
Popeye's chicken sandwich when that shit came out. That shit was ass.
That's
it was
delicious.
terrible.
Wow.
Worst goddamn chicken sandwich probably on the
That
block, but everybody.
Wow.
Me and my wife went and got that shit, and I wanted to fight everybody on the internet after I ate it because everybody's hyping this Popeye's chicken sandwich like it was the greatest goddamn thing in the world. That shit was asshole.
You must have went to a bad Popeye.
No, it was ass. No. I'm black. I know chicken. If I don't know shit else, I know fried chicken. That shit was ass. No, it was not a solid chicken sandwich. It was not.
Okay, what's a better fast food
Popeyes?
chicken sandwich?
Hell, Chick-fil-A is better chicken sandwich than fucking
got better
Really?
Popeyes.
That is wild.
Ass.
Wild.
Ass. So it didn't matter which one you got.
know
My
what?
wife got the spicy one. That bitch was ass too. Both of them
know
was
what?
trash.
spicy
I've had enough
I
of
think
this.
it was a
Okay?
bad Popeyes.
No, it wasn't no bad Popeyes. It was ass. It was
I cannot
overrated.
believe
Everybody
this.
was,
That was-
lining up all outside of Popeyes, acting like it was the best thing since sliced bread. That shit was trash.
I'm a full-on
Trash.
racist now. That's it. Done.
Trash.
Trash Popeye. That's wild, bro.
I don't live in a world of privilege like you two gentlemen, where because I'm scared to go to Popeyes. So,
You should be.
I mean,
My wife just texted me. She said overrated as fuck. Just text me on my phone. Dumb
I never felt secure enough to go and eat there. So I've never had it.
The hardest part is I can't argue with Ripa because he straight up said it. I know one thing. I know fried chicken, and I have nothing to argue against that because I'm like, damn.
Well,
bro.
if there's one thing, me being white, I know fucking cheeseburgers, and Whataburger is overrated as fuck.
Now you're incorrect. Now you're incorrect.
That's
now
wild.
you're
No,
incorrect.
Whataburger is overrated as
Wrongful.
fuck. No,
Absolutely wrongful. Wrong
no,
opinion.
nope. Whataburger is overrated. Overrated as fuck.
This is a
It's
woman
in-
moment.
it's in-
The problem is not the problem. You're upset over some sports bullshit, and now you're just trying to attack Texas. For
Sports bullshit.
this.
No. What
Yeah, you're upset at
Whataburger is on the
Texas.
same level as McDonald's and Wendy's.
Get out.
Whataburger
No, you
is
leave.
trash.
Cocaine.
Trash.
Ain't no way.
Whataburger is trash. Carl's Jr. is better than Whataburger.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Dan
Whataburger's
has
trash.
no idea what we're talking about.
As a South American, my opinion is that I'm happy to have any food. Any food.
Whataburger is on the same level as
Dan's like, I don't have
McDonald's,
windows in
Wendy's,
my
and
house.
Burger King.
I'm just happy to
Incorrect
have
opinion.
Nope.
an apple.
The
I'm
spicy
just-
ketchup alone puts it
Listen,
over, man.
it ain't even spicy. Listen,
Man, it
I'm a
got a
white
little- it
guy.
got
If
a
there's
little
anything
twang
that
to
I
it.
know is cheeseburgers. I know my fucking
That's
fast
not really
food
a white guy
cheeseburgers.
thing.
Don't know cheeseburgers.
Yes, it
then.
is. Yes, it
It's
is.
like hot dogs are like a white people thing.
In-N-Out, Culver's, and Five Guys is the upper echelon of fast food
Five
cheeseburgers.
Guys is overrated.
I
Five
can't- I
Guys.
can't.
It's
Five
overpriced.
Guys
It's
is
overpriced.
It's overpriced. It ain't
It's
overrated.
overpriced. It's not overrated. It's
definitely
overpriced.
It's definitely
Not too
overpriced.
salty.
It's
overpriced.
It's not overrated.
Nah, I wouldn't say.
Culver's, In-N-Out, Five Guys.
You
That's
can't-
the
well, I
upper
would argue
echelon.
that it has to be overpriced because it's overpriced because it's overrated, or vice versa.
Okay.
Right? That has to play a role in it. You can't just.
You're-
Dog, what are you doing? Man. What the fuck, dude? Oh. Some good spaghetti.
Where did you go, dog?
this. Oh. Holy shit, dog! Where'd you go?
You're saying it's overrated because it's overpriced.
On the fucking planet. That
Well,
shit,
if it's
that shit-
overpriced.
I think the price absolutely goes into why it's overrated.
Let me piss off the chat.
Okay.
And I've got to qualify this because I still prefer this establishment, but I think Chick-fil-A is overrated.
I think it's overrated too.
The fries are good.
I think Chick-fil-A is overrated.
I don't
I
disagree.
think Chick-fil-A is right where it needs to be.
I think Chick-fil-A has the best service, has the cleanest restaurants.
That's
and
how they
if-
get you, though.
And if I'm driving on a road trip and I have an option of a bunch of fast food places, I'm stopping at Chick-fil-A because they're going to have the best service. But the food itself is not that great considering how much people love it.
I don't agree with Jeremy about a lot of stuff, but listen, it's the service that gets you.
It's
they're
the
smiling,
service.
they're
Yeah.
nice.
It's the
listen,
best.
They pat
A
you
lot
on
of
the head.
lights.
Would you like a back rub on your way to your food? And you know what? The food's fine. It's okay.
Okay, if we're talking fast food chicken that's overrated, and I love Cane's. I do love Cane's. They have great sauce. Cane's is overrated. The Cane's phenomenon.
You can't separate Cane's from the sauce.
That's the problem.
Yes.
You can't do
That's
that.
the
That's
problem.
100%. That's the problem. That's the problem with Cane's.
Over though.
But
It
I fell into that trap when we did our fast food tier list. Is I gave Cane's like S tier, and I went back
Cane's-
and had Cane's, and the fries.
The fries are great. The Texas
The
toast.
chicken is good, but it's
the toast
it's the
amazing.
toast,
Yeah,
but it's that sauce is what really
Yes,
makes
the
it.
sauce. But a better
You can't separate it though. Like,
a better chicken place than Cane's is Dave's. Dave's Hot Chicken is the best.
Dave's is the best chicken tender place. Like on
100%.
I don't know if I've ever had
90%.
that. Where's
Because they're the
that
only
at?
ones that season the shit. That's really
Where's
Dave's
that?
Hot Chicken is
I'm like,
phenomenal.
damn now, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like,
First world problems, man.
fucking amazing.
Dan's like, fuck all
First
of
world
you.
problems.
Dave's
Best
Hot Chicken,
chicken
their
place.
fries, their sauce, and you get the little.
Is that in
the-
California?
Properly,
Dave's is everywhere.
Season? No, I said
No, it's
Dave's?
not.
Yeah, Dave's is
I've
everywhere.
never seen it.
Why
Well, you
have I
might have to
never-
drive to get to one,
I've got to look
or
up.
just go outside.
I've lived in
I'm be honest.
Dave's.
The best chicken place we got around is a place called Chicken Coop, and Jeremy would not be allowed there at all at any time of the
I
day.
feel like that's every city. Like the best
Yeah.
chicken spots ain't no place that if you're from Dallas, you know it's Henderson's, it's Hall's, it's Rudy's Chicken. It ain't none of this shit we talking about. That's for sure.
No, yeah, because like you can't like Chicken Coop, you can't go there at all ever. Like you get friends to go out there and get it for you because they know that they can go there and be safe and get back alive.
You know, I've
But-
never eaten at a
I
Church's
don't-
Chicken.
I don't have any locations near
man, I
me.
don't like-
I don't
I don't like
have
You know?
any. I don't have any Dan's Hot Chicken. Dan,
Dave's.
Dan Vask?
Dave's.
Dave. Oh, Dave. Okay.
What?
Dave's hot chicken.
I said Dan. Maybe I was thinking of Dan Vask. Let's see.
There's one around here in Orlando, but it's
Must be
like
nice.
it's like 2 hours away from me.
No, I did. I went Dave's. I said Dave's. So poor Dan's like, I just want to I want to talk about video games.
Must be nice to like fight over what food place is better.
These super chat fuckers just keep getting
I
things
know.
started, man. You guys are
real quick,
amazing. So
this is Rough Night in the chat said the manager of the coop asked me not to visit after dark so nobody got shot. Straight up, like after a certain time of the day, you can't go to this place to get chicken because you'll get fucked up. Like it's pretty wild shit.
Gotta fight monkeys to have my food.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't even have windows, bro. You can't even stop the monkeys from stealing your food, bro. Like, Dan's just struggling out here for one meal because the monkeys just break in and steal all this shit all the time.
Yeah, man.
Pat Fowler with a 10 says, "What's a good game to begin with?"
I
to
mean,
get into gaming, Mario.
That's a philosophical question.
Yeah, Mario's the easy answer. Just
What is a good game?
Just get a standard Mario game.
Nah, just throw yourself in the deep end and play Dark Souls.
Start with Elden Ring.
Yeah, start
out the gate.
Yeah, just start with Dark Souls, and if you don't like gaming, then you ain't gonna like it any other time.
Dingus with a $10. I'm proud to announce I got married on Saturday. Shout out to my wife and the love of my life, Mrs. Dingus, also Beardo Fat.
Mrs. Dingus.
Congratulations, Dingus and
That's
Mrs.
awesome,
Dingus.
man. That's very exciting.
Congrats,
brother. AD the Demon Slayer with a $20 to the 199. If you are thinking about starting a channel, just do it. Go talk yo shit. Get those thoughts off your chest. Trust me, it's therapeutic. Don't worry about getting followers or likes. Just get busy creating.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I agree. That's what you
Yep.
got to do. And honestly, that applies to me at this point. Like I've gotten to a point where, you know, I stopped making videos for a long time, like consistently, because I was really caught up on like, I got to get views. I'm really not making videos for like chasing the views. I obviously want to get views, but like, I know when I make a Nintendo Switch video, it's going to get like 5,000-10,000 views, but I enjoy it. That's what I want to talk about. You know what I mean? And then I'll clown on Greg Miller and get 100,000 views out of it. And then I know like there's things I will talk about, but I'm just, you can't, if you chase views forever, it gets really feels sort of like a job. And, you know,
Yeah.
and so you have like, so like I have all these subscribers. If I don't get many views, people are going to think the channel's dead. Who fucking cares what people think, man? Just make the videos that you want to make. People will watch them if they want to. And that's what you have to do. Don't overthink it too much.
Yeah, the quality of your audience. Obviously, quantity to some reasonable level is important, but the quality of your audience is king. It's what's gonna keep you doing that. You're gonna keep doing that because of the people who are with you. Like, if you have to pretend you're something you're not to an audience that doesn't like who you really are, you're gonna drop the ball so fast, man.
Yep, 100%.
Get Woke Go Broke with a 10. Would love to see a God Hand 2 and Vanquish 2 game.
Get Woke Go Broke's name just looks cool in that font.
Thank you, Get Woke Go Broke with the $10. Philip Chan, Project Egg Roll with a $10 says Ripa is 100% correct.
Shout out.
Damn.
About Popeyes?
Yeah.
Marmalin with a 10. I agree with Ripa. Chick-fil-A is far better than Popeyes.
The chicken sandwich, that's an objective truth.
What about KFC chicken sandwich?
Ew.
It's cheap, but it's good for the price.
I don't eat KFC. Last time I fucking ate KFC, I had the bubble guts like I've never had it before. And I said I'd never eat it again because I've never experienced it.
See, what you got to do is you got to eat Taco Bell. The horse meat makes you stronger. So
Hey,
you can't get bubble guts after eating Taco Bell. Like, your body's like, listen, this is any shit you put in here is better than this horse meat, bro.
I got some breaking news. I can't confirm if it's real or not, but Elon might have a son with Alex Jones, the globalist nightmare.
Hey.
Alex Jones quote tweets and says, "I'm already expecting." So Elon has been a busy guy, man. So Alex Jones claims that he's already expecting. Jesus, the internet's a wild place. Alex
Marmalin. Marmalade with a 10. Beardo is just upset that Whataburger wouldn't give him frozen bananas to trade. Thank you for the 10.
Frozen?
I don't know. Top Dog with a 199. What's y'all favorite wrestlers of all time?
You need me to explain it, Dan?
Like we've answered that like
I know it.
like every night.
Stone Cold Steve Austin
Just
is
why
my
Frozen?
favorite.
Bobby Lashley.
So that way it holds its shape.
The Rock is still my favorite. I don't care how stupid he is now. He's still my favorite.
He's one of the favorite, but Ric Flair is a close second.
Alex McCarthy with the 2. 3 years stopped vaping, almost 15 years quit drinking.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Nice,
Alex
man.
McCarthy with the 2.
I know
That's
this is going to
huge.
derail a little bit, but I got to ask Jeremy and Ripa specifically, because you're wrestling fans, where do you rank Kane as a wrestler? Like, where do you put him in the list?
That's weird, man. That's a good question.
He's not even my top 20. Like, and I would.
Really?
I mean, yeah, not in top 20.
It's interesting, man. 'cause
I like Kane. Kane
Yeah,
was
I
awesome,
I love him as a person.
but he was
man. Take him,
heavily
shout out.
he was heavily reliant upon the Undertaker.
Yeah, when he,
like without
especially that storyline though, man.
It was great. It was great.
That storyline was so good.
insane. And he was crazy athletic for his size, man. Like,
Bro,
I mean,
that's what I'm
just-
saying. I
just-
went back and watched
but
some of his
listen.
matches.
Let me just
Dude
off the
was
top
the
of my
athlete,
head.
man.
Off the top of
you
my
seen
head.
that one we did? I forgot who it was against. Where he did the hair Corona on that.
Yeah, man. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is
was
this
that?
big ass doing that for, man?
Also,
Yeah.
Dude was athlete.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
great. I love the guy. I love him. But like off the top of my head, Austin, Flair, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, you know, Triple H, CM
mention
Punk,
The Rock.
The Rock. These are just off the top of my head. I just named 9 names right. Kurt Angle. We're already at 10. There's no way Kane's gonna make top 20.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like,
The
at the same time,
Shockmaster.
I gotta like, I don't know, man. He was consistently good though. Like,
He
and
was.
he
Really
made
good.
everybody around him better.
He's great.
Like, yeah. Also, he had one of the best entrances, bro. That the flames, like that shit was so hard.
That shit was so
Yeah.
good.
Also, when he went corporate, that was like one of my favorite storylines. With corporate Kane, and everybody kept making fun of him because he was wearing a suit and shit. And he went crazy and got his mask back on. It's like, bro, I don't know. I just was wondering, man. Not top 20. That's kind of crazy.
I can't. There's no way I could put him top 20. And Andre, Eddie Guerrero, Rowdy Roddy Piper. That's 13
Damn,
right off the top of
that's
my
rough.
head. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's no way he would make top 20.
Yeah.
Steel Leg of History with a 35-month recommitment. I took my niece Reese to see Sonic 3 yesterday, and she had a blast. And I just started playing Sea of Thieves. Jay stopped by and was Don't Fall Off.
Nice.
Thank you, Steel Leg of History. Shout out, man. Thank you for the 35 months. Mr. Peckerwood with a $5 for Jay's Banana Seat Gaming Chair Fund.
Why are you laughing, Saturday? What's going on with you?
Who cares? Big Old Balls with a new member. Thank you, Big Old Balls. Grand Potato with a 5. Drinker has the guy who played Biff in Back to the Future. Who do you have on? Beardo, Savvy, Pathetic.
Damn, bro.
Bruce with a 23
Shout out,
months. What's up, Bruce? Does Yaira 2 closing tonight? Ice on 3 launching Friday. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
True. Shout out.
Hey, Sketch with a 2 says blah. Thank you, Sketch. Honey Bun with a $5. My friend Will says I've become dumber since I started watching Decent Gamers. Do you think he could be right?
Yes.
Thank you for the $5.
No way.
100%.
Jessica Lindstorm's Secret Racism with a $2. If you can't afford Savvy, get rid of Tardo. It's Lindstrom, not Lindstorm. Come on. Orman with a $2. So, Jeremy, what happened with the Rude Eye and Geeks and Gamers tabletop?
Well, we're shutting down tabletop, and we're having to move on from that channel. So, not sure exactly, with some of the details yet, but the performance just wasn't there for the channel, and that's just the unfortunate reality of it. So, the channel had peaked a while back and did really well, but over the course of time, we were just seeing, diminishing returns. So, sad reality of it, and we're just trying to get a lot of our resources tightened up so we can focus on other areas like the website and things like that. So
Hey,
that.
if
There
you
you
were
go.
Disney, Jeremy would be like, "It's the audience's fault." But I like that you're just like, "Hey, it wasn't performing."
Yeah.
So what you
That's
gonna
simple. That's simple.
Long Claw became a new channel member. Thank you, Long Claw, for the commitment. Big old balls within 8 months. Is Mike telling him about Beardo when he was younger? What? Thank you for the 8 months. Dominion with a 11 months. Thank you, Dominion. Shadow Saiyan with a $5. Where is the 8-bit background? Like the video games?
background?
Like the old school
No,
video
like
games?
the loop behind us to match.
Shut up. Zane Excalibur with a 5 months.
Oh my god, you're dumb.
As an OU fan, I dislike Oklahoma State. Good interview by Gundy, though. Congratulations to OU product Jalen Hurts on Super Bowl MVP. Beardo sucks at deadlifts.
Damn.
All right. Thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate it. Mark Fleming became a new channel member. Thank you, Mark. Mo Zamboni with a 2 in quotes. They are who we thought they were.
Danny Green.
And we let him off the hook. Dennis Green, man.
Where's who we thought they were?
Rest in peace. Ripper, you know that Dennis Green passed away, right?
Yeah. I found that out yesterday.
Escapa with the 5. Dan, Mike looks like that samurai. What's his name, Jeremy? Does it start with an N? Whoa, guys, cool with the racism. Thank you. Shadow Sand with the $5. Of course, Savvy is a Sanrio girl. Her poor husband. Sanrio girl.
That's Hello Kitty.
No, of course. Mike Hill with the 47 months. Cynthia Urvio will be playing Jesus Christ in Jesus Christ Superstar. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
we talked about that a little bit on Daily today. Absolutely.
Blasphemy.
Yep.
Blasphemy. Grand Duke with the 2 months. When are Steph and Krista coming back to Tuesday Night's Main Event? I'm pretty sure they both can read.
Never. Women are not allowed.
Get them out!
At least not decent women.
Yeah.
That's why we keep Savvy.
Jason Yankovic with a $5. Things that are 100% real. Moon landing, Lee Harvey Oswald, lone gunman, COVID naturally occurring, Captain America 4 cost $180 million, and that Savvy pick. Yeah, totally 100% real.
No, but on the real, like, we got, Steph is focusing on locals, and Krista is focusing on park hopping, so that's what we do.
Yep. And
as again, it's just there's always going to be things that we have to change, shift things around. It's just part of it.
Yep. And we never went to the moon.
Nope.
Mad Master Porky with a 19 months. Is that the Madam Savvy? Did you know she doesn't show, so she stinks real bad? She said so herself. Anyway, welcome back, Savvy. Beardo missed you.
Holding the position.
Z Highness with an 18 months. Haha. Marver River.
Bro, you just letting your team down, dog.
Marver River. 8 o'clock with the $2. Did they get doged?
Maybe.
Samba BT with a $2 Beardo voice to me, my X-Men. Thank you. $2. Charlie Thompson with 9 months. Please play the new Among mode in Party Animals tomorrow for game night. It's really fun.
That's what I keep hearing. We'll have to look into that.
Yamaika with a 5. The other night I had a dream in which I kept blundering and mispronouncing words. Now I know how Beardo feels every Tuesday night. Also Beardo fat. Alex McCarthy with a 2. Gunther is C tier. My dad though, Mike was Carlito.
He's not C. He is not C tier.
No way. He's definitely
not C tier.
That guy, if he keeps going like this, is gonna be a legend in the business, bro. He is so good.
Yeah.
Good on the mic, bro. He has a great fucking dude.
He's not
Hooking
C-tier.
people on the mic. Till what's his name? He was like, "Yo, being homeless is a choice, and I'm sorry that your parents didn't love you enough to work hard for you." I'm like, bro, that's like JBL cooking right there. Like, that shit was crazy.
John Green says Tuesday Night's Main Event is met now. Yet you're here 2.5 hours into the show, so we appreciate it.
Shout out. Blank Rondanas with a $2 Savvy. Do you have an update on Shio?
Unfortunately, she was
Grand
still
Potato
getting
with the-
harassed. Okay, listen, bitch. This one's actually serious.
Bitch.
All right,
What's up, batch?
what's your update on Shio? I'm sorry.
No, so Shio was accused of being an AI artist, and they were sent death threats. They were told that they weren't even Japanese. It was a bunch of course, the tolerant left going after them. Turns out if you just go to their media tab, you can see the works in progress. And over the past few days, as we try to get out there, Theo's not an AI artist. He's even been recording time lapses. He's still getting hate and death threats and questions and things like that. So it's actually really sad. This person does not sell commissions. This is a hobby for them. Being an artist, online is already difficult enough, and it's actually like a really fucked up situation. If you want to go show the artist some love, I retweet their tweets. Sometimes you have to scroll down. Their username is really complex.
Position for ambush. She said, "Listen, batch, I'm talking."
Oh, it's a sad story.
Batch.
Red Potato with a 5. Beardo, Rivals has Cyclops. You can live your power fantasy and yell in game to me, my Saxmen. Just replace the A with an E, Beardo. Frick YouTube. Okay. Thank you for the $5. Vault 95 with a 199. A lot of people learning that Overwatch is a game. Flag Ninja with a 5. I don't play Marvel Rivals because it's an online game and I'm allergic to social interaction.
I respect
Thank you for the $5. Yeah. Wolf Spain with a 199. Still won't play Marvel Rivals because of the CCP GLHF.
What's that about?
GLHF.
You don't know what good luck have fun means?
I didn't know what that meant.
I didn't know what GLHF.
It was a Chinese game.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals?
It's made by
Yes.
NetEase is a Chinese company.
Really?
You
I didn't
can't
know
type
that.
certain things relevant to what the CCP wants you to censor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
Raz
crazy.
and
That's why it
Taz with
looks
it.
good.
I didn't play the monkey game.
This is another one. Chinese.
Hurry up, Beardo.
Raz and Taz with a 2. Cheers, fellers. Thank you. Ministry of Ron Pink with a 199. 4K isn't the resolution, it's the price. Jeremy. Bubba Yogi with a 2. X-Ray Girl's most recent short, OMSG. Play it. That's weird. Cool. Thank you for $2. I don't know. Grab Potato with a 199. Switch to DS. I'm hyped. Aussie Stereotype with a 4-month. Savvy with that voice on 1.5 speeds. Sounds like Tim Pool. East Coast Toasty Boy with the $2. I want it called the Switch Blade so bad. It's thin. Thank you for the 2. Jeremy the Cyborg with a 5. Hail to the 199. Thank you, Jeremy the Cyborg. Nerd Buster with a 2. The only way I buy a Switch 2 is Mario Maker 64.
Bro, you know what we legitimately need? Zelda Maker. A 2D Zelda dungeon.
That was
Comics Dad with a 5. Rare time I disagree. Buy a Mio Mini Plus or Retro Emulator handheld. Some can be played with the TV connection too. Cheaper than a monthly sub and ad on stream. Cool. All right. Nobody had any input. Thank you, Comics Dad, for the $5, man. I appreciate your super chat, brother.
Yeah, Beardo's the one that made it weird, by the way. Beardo's the one that
you don't let anyone talk.
In fact,
I don't let anyone
Beardo made
talk.
it weird.
You don't.
I'm dropping gifted memberships in the chat because Beardo made it weird. So
I did nothing.
Beardo
Mad
made
Master
it
Porky with a $5. The historically accurate sports car and motorcycle are almost as good as the historically accurate giant enemy crab.
There, just because Beardo made it weird.
Brad Potato with a 199. That game need a disclaimer saying stop Asian hate. Thank you for the 2. Margaret Riggle with a $2. Dan, when will you stream Red Dead Redemption again?
One of these days.
One of these days.
I'll be right back.
East Coast Toasty Boy with a $5. Assassin's Creed token gets destroyed by a meme game. Things are better under a Trump presidency. The randomness catching you off guard is amazing. Thank you for the $5. Orange Gonton with a 5. I love my Huskies, but yesterday they finally overpowered me and pulled me over. Dragged me about 2 or 3 feet when they saw some other dog pray for my niece. Hey, P's and P's. Thank you for the $5, Orange Gonton. Shanky Owns with a 199. Tiger Woods 2004 and Dark Cloud. Thank you for the 199. Oracle of Doom with a $5.22. I'm a savvy. Final Fantasy X, very special to my favorite weaponized degenerate. Hail. Thank you. Sir Paladin Thundercake with the $5. Will pre-order Yasuke Simulator. Awesome. The Girthquake with the 2. Savvy, an autistic vulture, doesn't shower.
They do.
Hood Blade with the $5. Nice to see Linkin Park's new lead singer finally back on the panel again.
Regularly.
Once a week? What is regularly?
Like I wash my body times.
What?
Oh, multiple times.
What does that mean? Well, I wash my body
Multiple times a week?
What does that even mean? What are we talking about?
I went on a tangent. Okay, look, there's a little bit of lore to this. So I went on a tangent about the evils of the soap industry. And
soap
basically now
is
people think I
evil.
don't. No, it's because of all of the additional chemicals, and they've actually changed people physiologically, so that way they actually stink more often than if you were to just use natural products or oil. So if you actually wash your hair,
Stop sounding fascinated by this.
You are
I
a
just want to
fucking
point
weirdo.
out, all we asked her was a point-blank question. Do you fucking
No,
shower?
she's so
And
crazy,
she goes,
dude.
I wash my body multiple times a day, or a week.
No.
What does wash my body mean? Like, are you just
it
fucking
means I
going
don't
out?
wet my hair.
He's crazy.
There's like a fucking bird bath outside, and you just jump in it and flop around? Like, what are we doing?
You know you can stand in a shower and just not wet your head, right? Your team.
Lady Arendisa Savvy is a fucking hippie.
She's like, listen, don't use deodorants. They have aluminum in them. Rub these crystals under your armpits and eat dirt. You gotta go outside barefoot and ground yourself to the world. If you're not grounding yourself to the earth, you're getting out of balance. Your body's out of whack. I only wear hip t-shirts, okay?
Okay, that's not true. I only wear hoodies.
All right, Beardo, what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing, Beardo?
It looks like he wants
Why'd
to
you
die.
let this happen, Beardo?
Beardo wants to die.
Jason JJJ with a $5. Breaking. The Senate has voted to advance the confirmation of Kash Patel as FBI director. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Hell. Let's go. Golden Nuggets with a 5. Beardo, give me 5 reasons why you would beat Savvy at Pokemon, the game. Thank you for the $5, Golden Nuggets. Captain Nova with a 9-month recommitment. Beardo missed his big sister.
You say Captain Nova?
What was her name?
Captain Nova.
Holy
Captain
shit,
Nova.
bro. That's fucking crazy.
Comics Dad with a $2. Beardo 1v1 me in Pokemon. Also grift me. Email me. Thank you for the $2. Alabama Griggs with a $2.79.
Holy shit.
Alabama
Griggs.
Alabama.
Just saw Olivia Munn's G4 McHammer video. Beardo? Question mark? I don't know. Thank you for the 280. Forgotten Vet with a $2. Who's the 10th Chung Lee?
That was the chick next to
NTR Uncle with a $5. Don't listen to chat, Beardo. In my experience, plenty of married women enjoy fuzzy balls. Oh, hey, Savvy's back. Thank you for the $5. Ministry of Wrong Think with a $5. Mark Hamill came out and said Luke is definitely gay. Days later, his pants come down in front of a bunch of dudes. Coincidence. Honey Badger with a $5. Hi, Savvy. I'm not a simp. River Miles with a 5. Dan Bass would never kick his friends out of his window into the monkey apocalypse. Eric July's fire detector with a $2 says chirp. Maximus BT with a 199 says Eric July ruined the stream.
Ruined it.
That's what I do best. Grand Potato with a 199. There is no such thing as a normal person. J. David Gay Beard with a 199 says if I had just one wish, only one demand, Savvy.
Damn. Risking it all.
Booming Bob with a 5. Look at that Snake Eyes review as it deserves.
Damn right it deserved it. Piece of shit movie.
You know, after we talked too, I went down and redid my reviews for Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2, just dropping zeros. Just fucking zeros.
Hell yeah.
War Wizard with a 199. Thanks, killing. Best first line. Nice tits, bitch. NTR Uncle with a $5. You guys play video games? I thought this channel was about bullying women, homosexuals, and minorities. I gotta pay more attention and drink less lean.
Nah, you were right.
Kendrick Grunwald with a 5 gifted membership. Thank you.
Henrik?
Spraya D. Eagle with a $2. Umbrella Academy is crap now because of Ellen Page.
Spread Eagle?
I'm upset because Snake Eyes has a 29% on Criticalist. I just looked, and that pisses me off.
That's a lot.
That's way too fucking high.
Savvy's Musky Armpits gifted 10 memberships. Thank you. Little Orphan Funkhauser with a $2. Jeremy, check out AB's Cracker of the Day. Respect. Yeah, it was Dale Earnhardt. Jake Stanley with a $2. Hey, you Pikachu walked so Seaman could run.
That's true.
That one's so fucking bad.
DK's Kitchen with a 280. Conquers BFD, Spider-Man 2, and Luigi's Mansion, and Turok. Thank you for the... Wootsles with a $2. Beardo is T. Sundeer for Savvy.
Tsundere.
What's that?
I don't know what that means.
Basically, it's
Force
just like
Geek with a
archetype.
5. Beardo, that was some racist stuff you said earlier. Wow. What's wrong with you? Jeremy, check out Republicans and Democrats when you can. Hail the 199. What did I say? I didn't say anything. Thank you for the $5. Bennett Talby with a $5. Speaking of sandwiches, Savvy, it's over 4 months. Where's my sandwich? Hop to it. Kitchen wench. Big old balls with a 2. I literally thought you had a Japanese fauna. Thank you, big old balls for the $2. Exarcoon with a 5. Beardo, can he confirm whether Savvy is actually a sandhill crane? Still waiting on those sandwiches. Thank you for the $5. Chief Luke with a 2. This font sucks eggs. Also, Savvy licks feet, Dan.
Her own?
No.
No.
Spraya D. Eagle with a $2. 300 Part 2 sucks. Wyoming Sasquatch with a $5. Jeremy, will the font be on D-Day Cobra Live as well? Hail the P. Eardo.
We'll
Hail
have to
the
see.
P. Eardo.
The chat is the ones that will decide. So we'll see.
Thank you. Force Geek with a $5. Ching D. How Mao Dang Hung Pao Dao. ACTSAT. C Dog Eat Dog C19.
Oh my god.
Thank you
going on, man?
for the $5.
Is that a code?
J. David Gay Beard with a 199. Savvy is the piece that's dead in my soul. Creed. Thank you for the 199. Rough Night with the $2. Good Michael Bay movies have Jerry Bruckheimer. No. There you go. Thank you for the $2. Jose Taco with a 15 months. Jeremy, whatever happened to Krista's dog?
Dog is taken care of with my family. Because couldn't keep the dog when the living situation there. So she's seen the dog several times.
Legendary Scrub with the 5. Dan Bass desires voraciously devouring, vicious, drizzling, vascular dogs. And Beardo Fat.
Viscous.
I'm getting shit from
Oh, vicious. No, vicious. What did I say?
That's a C.
It's viscous.
What did I say? Vascular?
You said vicious.
Vicious? Viscous. All right. Thank you for the $5.
Vicious is also bad.
East Coast Toasty Boy with a $5. That's why North Star client will never die. I know you're worried it will at some point, but it won't. There's always players when I get on, plus mods.
I need to play North Star client.
Inspector with a $5. Hi, Ripa. What's your opinion on Trump's plan on taxes?
What part of it? I already told y'all what I'll do if he can eliminate the federal income tax.
Rip is a typical libertarian, one single issue voter.
No, that's not it. That's not at all. I don't think
you got him talking politics.
Motherfucker, you said he's got to do one thing. He's going to put a MAGA hat on.
Well, yeah, that's what I would do to
everything
put a
else he's
MAGA
done.
hat on. I said I would support him and put a MAGA hat on. That don't mean I'm someone that's a single
What else
issue
is he?
voter.
Look, what else does a man got to do? He's literally like got shot at. They trying to kill him. They trying to arrest his family.
What?
Like,
Hold on, what they got to do with me?
I'm saying
God
your
damn it,
stance is if he does this one thing, you said if he does this one thing, I'm going to put a MAGA hat on.
Absolutely. If he does that one thing,
Single issue.
That's
single issue.
First of all, I didn't say that I was going to vote
Did Ripa vote for Trump?
No.
Number one. Number two, I'm talking about what I would do and wearing all that MAGA shit if he did that. Because that in itself would obviously lift up Americans more than anything. I think you could say that's verifiable. And
look what Doge
eliminating
is
the
doing
federal
right
income
now.
tax.
Doge is
still paying
doing
taxes.
that right now.
Still
My
paying
taxes have
taxes.
not gone down since they found all this
No,
fraud.
no. You know just as well as I know that Trump can't just eliminate federal or income tax right now.
I didn't
There's
say
got to be
do
a
it. What the fuck
But
are
I'm
you
saying
going on about
he's
a single issue?
He's
Jeremy, I never
building. He's
said that.
building the pieces right now. But my point is, you should
Still
have put a
paying
fucking
taxes.
MAGA hat on a long fucking time ago.
Well, no.
That's my point.
Still paying taxes.
The day that man showed up to the Libertarian National Convention, all you motherfuckers should have put a MAGA hat on. That's
Still
the
paying
bottom
taxes.
Jeremy, are you a Republican?
No.
All right, so why the fuck are you keep bringing up the Libertarian Party when talking about libertarians?
Because
Come
he
on!
showed up.
But
He
that-
showed up to the
You just
Libertarian
said- you
National
just said
Convention.
You're a Donald Trump supporter, right?
Yes.
You said you're not a Republican, right?
No.
So why in the fuck do every time you bring up the libertarians, you bring up the Libertarian Party?
Because this man showed up to your convention and you disrespected him.
You see what I'm saying, though, right, Jeremy? That doesn't make sense. I'm not a member of the Libertarian Party. I voted for more Republicans than I've ever voted for Libertarian Party members.
My point being
What are you
is,
talking about?
my problem is you say if he does this one thing, I'll put a MAGA hat on.
For me, yes, absolutely.
You should have done put a fucking MAGA hat on is my point.
For what? For what?
If you're saying that that's the one thing that it takes, my stance
for me that's the one thing that it takes.
Because if you
in front of the Libertarian Party.
But because if you would have said I'm never putting a MAGA hat on, then I'm gonna be like, that's your choice. But if you're saying if he does this one thing, I'll put one on, my argument is you should have fucking put one on a long time ago.
That argument doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why? Why?
Because I'm simply telling you
that's a single issue voter bullshit that drives me crazy.
I didn't say anything about voting.
Everything else he's done hasn't been good enough. But if
no,
he does
for
one
me,
thing,
for me to be draped out in MAGA gear, no, none of that shit has done any of that for me. None of it.
Nothing else he's done. So
No,
getting all
not
these
for
illegal
me,
motherfuckers
not
out of
for
the
me.
country ain't done nothing for you?
What?
Getting all these illegals out of the country ain't doing no benefit to you?
What I am
Getting rid
saying.
of DEI ain't doing nothing for you?
I did not say that. I
Getting us
said
out of endless wars ain't doing nothing for you?
I did not say that, Jeremy. Are you listening to anything that I'm saying? I'm saying for me to be draped out in an all red MAGA, that would be what would happen. And I would do it without any sort of problem.
And at that point, I would say you ain't earned that shit. I would say you ain't earned that shit. That's what I would say. I'd say you ain't earned that shit. If you're gonna wait till the last possible minute, I would say don't put that shit on.
All right,
Because
this
motherfucker has earned that a long time
I'm not
ago.
doing it for you. I'm not doing that for you. What I'm saying is, especially as a business owner, what I'm saying, especially
that's the gatekeeping shit you're talking about. We're MAGA gatekeeping, and my argument is you should have put that shit on a long fucking time ago.
Okay,
that's my point.
All right,
that's my point.
And what I'm saying is, and the joke that we've been obviously putting out there is that I will put it on if that's what happened, right? That's particular. That would happen, and I would do it without any sort of problem. At no point in time, whether it be for Trump or any other politician for that matter, have I ever draped up and dripped out in everything that espouses whatever that character is. I've not done it for Ron Paul. I didn't do it for any Rand Paul. I haven't done it for any other politician, so I would do it for fucking Trump. And it's funny that you're bringing up some sort of gatekeeping shit when that has never been required of me for any other politician, but you want me to do it for Trump.
Yes, because Trump is different.
Fucking
He's different
retarded.
than every other politician that's ever been in major politics.
I'm saying that's fucking retarded. You're just essentially saying that I must suck his damn dick. And if I don't give him props, give him props in the form of rocking his gear, then I'm the one that's out of control.
I'm saying the day that they invaded his house, the day that they fucking tried to lock him up, the day they shot him, none of those days was good enough. But the day that he gets income tax, that's the day he finally did something.
First of all, you're saying that like it's nothing. Do you know how that impacts Americans? Robbing them of their labor?
And I've
said
on my
you're saying that like, it's just a thing. He got shot. Federal income tax is one of the most criminal things that have ever been implemented in this country, alongside the Federal Reserve in 1913. What the fuck are you talking about?
There ain't nobody that could do it except for this guy. And the only way it gets done is from everything he's been through to get to this point.
What does that have to do with what I just said? That has nothing to do with what I just said.
I have said multiple times on my show that I think that he wants it gone, but he understands that He can't just do it right now. You've got to build
But
the
that's not an
pieces
argument
to
that anybody, Jeremy, you're making arguments that nobody here, unless I'm speaking for myself, has ever made an argument against. You're arguing as if you're arguing against somebody like non-voting libertarian, left libertarian or something. You're not talking to that person.
You are not.
No, if I going on national
but you didn't vote for Trump is my point.
No, I didn't.
So don't put the fucking MAGA hat on.
All right,
That's
so
my point.
All right, so your whole point is that I shouldn't rock. I shouldn't rock the MAGA. I shouldn't be supported. So you're treating it like a cool kid club.
No, I'm treating it like
that's exactly what you're doing. You're treating it like a cool kid club.
I'm treating it like
no, you're treating it like a cool kid club.
I'm treating it like if you couldn't see it now, then you're never gonna see it. If it takes one little issue to get you to that point,
it's not a little issue, Jeremy. It's not a little issue.
Yes, it is. Considering
all right, so
where
federal
we've been.
All right. I don't know how any businessman can ever say that the federal income tax is just some little issue.
It's a little issue because there's no way he would even be in a position to do the things he's doing right now without the path in which he's taken to get here.
What does that have to do with that addresses nothing of what I said about Donald Trump.
It's like putting on a fucking Bulls hat after Jordan's 7th fucking championship. That's essentially what you're doing.
You're treating it like a cool kids club.
For 6 championships.
You're treating it like a cool kids club.
No, I'm not. I'm treating it like,
because I said it as a joke, but now if we want to actually, I said it as a joke, and you took offense to a joke, Jeremy.
No,
You're taking offense to it.
No,
yes, you are. Because that's the whole
thing.
We said it as a lighthearted joke.
Do you
and
think
you're going on about,
serious?
well, you shouldn't rock it because if you didn't support him when I said you should have supported, that's just gay.
No,
you're treating
it's
it like
not.
a cool
It's
kids
the
club.
truth.
I
It is
care
a
more.
cool
Let me
kids
tell you
club.
this. I care more.
It is a cool kids club.
I care more about seeing liberty in my lifetime and my kids' lifetime than I care about.
Well, the only way that's going to happen with Donald Trump doing it.
And if that's the case,
that's
fine. But that has nothing to do with me rocking MAGA gear because you're arguing.
Only way it happens.
You're not arguing my point, Jeremy. You're
basically people that are gender confused in like politics, where they don't want to
define what a libertarian is to you, Jeremy. We'll see. We're talking the same thing.
Doesn't want to claim they're a Democrat or Republican, so they need to be part of some fucking group.
All right, that's fine. All right,
that's what it is.
So we're arguing semantics. That is not what I believe to be a libertarian.
Libertarians are never going to accomplish shit.
That's fine. That has nothing to do with what I advocate.
They just need the identity. They need some
nothing to do with. I don't care about any of that. That has nothing to do with anything that I advocate.
It's fucking true. It's just like Trump sat there and said, "Enjoy your 2%." That's literally what a libertarian is.
You keep referring to the Libertarian Party. I don't care anything about the Libertarian Party, Jeremy. I don't care anything about the Libertarian Party. I don't know why you keep mentioning it. It's like you cannot argue against what I'm actually saying, and you're arguing against a figment of your imagination of what you believe libertarians to be. Are you familiar with Murray Rothbard? Do you know who that even is?
No.
All right, so again, we're starting from square one that you don't even know the philosophy upon which I actually advocate. Yet you're trying to argue against a position that I have, and that's where your confusion is because you're not actually arguing against a position I have. You're arguing against a position that you think the general libertarian has. That's
libertarianism is retarded. Yes.
All right. Well.
I do.
How you define it, if you define it,
I think it's stupid, just like Republicans are stupid, and I think Democrats are stupid.
All right.
I think defining yourself to a political ideology is stupid.
All right.
This is pretty gay,
what would you define yourself as?
Currently I'm a Trump supporter.
All right, so you're what does that mean though? What does that entail? Is there any sort of actual principle tied
it means
to that?
That there's not a
anything
human
Trump does?
It means that there's not a human being on the planet that can accomplish what Trump has accomplished. And
Biden's gay. They're all gay.
Are you trying to downplay our argument now?
Bro, you said we were trying to keep this short so you could do fucking Cobra Cast.
Yeah,
and we've been sitting here arguing for like the last 25 minutes. I done showed off half of my
closing out tonight. I just trying to get people to
I done
watch.
showed off half of my motherfucking 40K army. I ain't even got the second box open yet.
If you
I'm about to open the second box.
If you agree with me, go support Yaira 2 on closeout. If you disagree with Ripa, or wait, if you agree with
Yaira 2 on closeout.
Support both channels either way it goes. But I'll talk politics. This is what I do every day, right? Obviously, me and my affiliation with Blaze and everything that I do there. This is what I do every day. So I hope there aren't people that are taking us arguing about politics or something like.
If you're taking it seriously, you haven't watched me long enough.
You haven't watched us before. You certainly haven't watched me in this. Me and this guy.
Well, Ripa's a big-time businessman, so he don't fight like this because he's a professional. So I had to bring him back to the mud a little bit.
I'll do that with friends. I'll do that with friends. I won't do that with
Speaking of that, the other day, So the other day, somebody says something to Ripa, and I started typing out a big-ass response, calling him all kinds of names, and Ripa responded with "God bless you," and I had to delete the bitch, and I was mad. I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, when you got friends, you argue with friends all the time because friends, they can handle that.
And I'm like, all right,
friends, it's not gonna. Nobody's gonna leave with it being beef or something like that.
I went on my libertarian rant so many times, so I figured because everybody's like, "Oh, they won't talk about it online." Now we talked about it. Now what the fuck?
Look at Beardo.
Of Doge, Elon Musk. In less than a month, both President Trump and Elon Musk, they have taken a wrecking ball to the deep state, all while exposing a shocking amount of waste, fraud, abuse, corruption at the federal level. But this is only the beginning. Brick by brick, dollar by dollar, penny by penny, the American people are taking their country back from the grips of what is an out-of-control bureaucracy, and not a moment too soon. So without further ado, here's part one of my interview with President Trump and Elon Musk. I've got to start with this. So he's working for free with those. He's kind of put a lot of his life on hold. And you sued Twitter a number of years ago. You just made him pay you $10 million.
That's right. That's right. Well, I sued from long before he had it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they really did a number on me, and I sued, and they had to pay. They paid $10 million settlement.
Welcome to Summoner's
You okay with that?
I mean, I left it up to the lawyers and the team running Twitter. So I said, you guys do what you think is the right. It makes sense.
30 seconds
I
until
think
minions spawn.
it's a very low. I was looking to get much more money than that.
So you gave him a discount in the lawsuit.
He got a Oh, he got a big discount. I don't think he even knows about it.
He's become one of your. If you read and believe the media, he's become one of your best friends. He's working for free for you.
Well, I love the president. I just want to be clear about that.
I don't care about that.
I know. I love the president.
You love the president.
I think President Trump is a good man, and he's, I've said
That's the way he said that.
No, he is. Because the president's been so unfairly attacked in the media. It's really outrageous. And I've at this point spent a lot of time with the president, and not once have I seen him do something that was mean or cruel or wrong.
Just looking for a road home.
I've known him for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anybody take as much as he's taken.
Yeah.
And we've discussed this, and I'm like, how do you deal with it?
Did I have a choice?
Well, you would say that to me. I'm like, what am I going to do? Worry about it? And, and then culminating into assassination attempts, which resulted in the injury.
Well, I was going to do it anyway, but that was
it.
Precipitating event. Yeah.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
The day of the assassination.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It sped it up, but I was going to do it anyway.
Mr. President, with your indulgence, I'm convinced that people only know a little bit about Elon. I don't even know everything about Elon because as I studied and prepared for this interview, I learned a lot about you that I didn't know. I think people were thinking about Tesla, Democrats are demonizing you and trying to make the country hate you. I just want people to understand you a little bit better and the person that you've gotten to know and have now put a lot of trust in. Okay? And, just look forward to a little bit of your bio, starting with PayPal and how you became involved in Tesla and SpaceX and Neuralink and all the rest.
I think the way to do it is that I'm a technologist, and I try to make technologies that improve the world and vice versa.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's why my T-shirt says tech support, because I'm here to provide the president with technology support. And now that may seem like, well, is that a silly thing? It's a very important thing, because the president will make these executive orders, which are very sensible and good for the country, but they don't get implemented, So you take, for example, all the funding for the migrant hotels. The president issued an executive order where, hey, we need to stop taking taxpayer money and paying for luxury hotels for illegal immigrants, which makes no sense. Like, obviously, people do not want their tax dollars going to fund high-end hotels for illegals. And yet they were still doing it, even as late as last week. And so, we went in there and we're like, this is in violation of the presidential executive order. It needs to stop. So what we're doing here is one of the biggest functions of the Doge team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually carried out.
And this is, I just want to point out, this is a very important thing because the president is the elected representative of the people. So he's representing the will of the people. And if the bureaucracy is fighting the will of the people and preventing the president from implementing what the people want, then what we live in is a bureaucracy and not a democracy.
Now, you're both aware, you have to be keenly aware that the media and the parliamentary class, not that,
So this is the part we heard.
Proven they have no power anymore because they threw everything they had.
For the record, I don't like Hannity.
And that was, you know, the New York Times, Washington Post, 3 networks, every late night comedy show, 2 cable channels. They just threw everything off there.
You can try.
And now I see they want you two to start. They want a divorce. They want you two to start hitting each other, and they try. Oh, President Elon Musk. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, "You know, they're trying to drive us apart." I said, "Absolutely." What is it? We have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending the cabinet meeting at 8 o'clock. And I said, it's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it, because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity than me. I could do the greatest things. I get 98% bad. I could do outside of you, the transcript. It's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
Yeah. And at the end of this interview, what I would like is I want people to know the relationship and know more about you. What is the relationship, Mr. President?
Well, I respect him. I've always respected him. I never knew that he was right on certain things, and I'm usually pretty good at this stuff. He did Starlink. He did things that were so advanced that nobody knew what the hell they were. I can tell you in North Carolina, they had no communication. They were wiped out. Those people they had rivers in between. Land that never saw water, all of a sudden there was a river and wishes like rapids. People were dying all over there, no communication. They said, you know, Elon Musk, they didn't really know I It's like the first time I ever heard of it. I said, what's Starlink? A communication system. That's unbelievable. Yeah, and he said, I called him and I said, they really need it. And he got like thousands of units of this communication, and it saved a lot of lives. He got it immediately, and you didn't get it. I mean, you have to wait a long time to get it, but he got it immediately, and I said, that's pretty amazing, and I didn't even know he had it. We watched the rocket ships, and we watched Tesla. I think something that had an effect on me was when I saw the rocket ship come back and get grabbed, like you grab a beautiful little baby, you grab your baby. It just, I've never. That's right. Everyone goes out including rockets. No, but he said, you know, you can't really have a rocket program if you're going to dump $1 billion into the ocean every time you fly. You have to save it. Right? And he saved it. First time in that gun. Now nobody else can do it. If you look at the U.S., Russia, or China, they can't do it, and they won't be able to do it for a long time. He has the technology. So you learn, I wanted somebody really smart to work with me in a very important aspect, because, I mean, here's the other thing, he's actually a very good businessman. And when he talks about the executive orders, and this is probably true for all presidents, you write an executive order and you think it's done. You send it out. It doesn't get done. It doesn't get implemented. They don't implement it. Maybe they're from the last administration, and they are in some cases. You try and get them out as fast as you can. And I could, as soon as he said that, I said, oh, that's interesting. You write a beautiful executive, and you sign it, and you assume it's going to be done, but it's not. What he does is he takes it, and with his 100 geniuses, he's got some very brilliant young people working on this, much worse than him. You wouldn't know that 180.
So he's your tech support.
I actually he's much more than that. Actually, I'm tech support though, but that's
a guy. He's a leader. Yeah. He really is. He gets it done. You get a lot of tech people, and you have people they're good with tech, but He gets it done. You know, I said in real estate, you had guys that would draw beautiful renderings of a building, and they'd draw the rendering, it would be great, and you'd say, great, when are you starting? But they were never able to get it built. They couldn't get the financing, they couldn't get the approvals, it would never get done. And then you have other guys that are able to get it done. You know, they could just get it done. That in real estate. Same thing in this. He gets it done. So when he said that, he said, you know, when you sign these executive orders, a lot of them don't get done, and maybe the most important ones. And he would take that executive order that I'd sign, and he would have those people go to whatever agency it was. When are you doing it? Get it done. Get it done. And some guy that maybe didn't want to do it, all of a sudden, he said,
As you want to do a lot of those executive orders have to be codified into law. We need the Republicans
and a lot of them will be.
They will.
Look, in the meantime, we have 4 years. The beauty is we have 4 years. That's why I like doing it right at the beginning. So the executive order is great. The one problem is both good and bad. Because when they did all these executive orders, I canceled most of them. They were terrible. I mean, we were going to go radical left communists. Okay, it was crazy. Their executive orders were so bad. If they ever got them codified, never be able to break them. So the damage that Biden has done to this country, and it's not even Biden, it's the people that circled him in the other office, okay? But the damage they did to this country, in terms of, let's say, open borders, you know, there's so many things, but open borders, where millions of people poured into our country, and hundreds of thousands of those people are criminals. They're murderers, they're drug dealers, they're gang members, they're people from prisons from all over the world. And we have a great guy come home, and he is incredibly. You saw the numbers, 96%.
95%.
He is a phenomenal guy. And Kristi Noem is doing an unbelievable job. And he wanted her. He said, she's so tough. And I said, I don't think of her as that way. You know, she's very nice. She's so tough. And she is, I see, with the horses. She's riding the horse. She's great. But the team we have is really unbelievable. But those executive orders, I sign them, and now they get passed on to him and his group and other people, and they're all getting done. We're getting them done.
Let me go back a little bit to your background. It's impressive. It's beyond impressive. You were the chief engineer for Tesla. You were an early believer in Tesla. You became the CEO.
I don't know why we need to know this.
And then the chief engineer,
who cares?
which is phenomenal.
Let's worry about what they're doing
SpaceX,
moving
same
forward,
thing,
but I get it.
Which
Qualify the
is
normies, I guess.
unbelievable. I mean, you were the first company, private company, to send astronauts successfully into space. First private company to send astronauts into orbit.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
He's going to go into orbit soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's going to go to Mars. He's
Starlink.
At some point. Yeah.
Is in
But they said, they always ask me, like, do you want to die on Mars? And I say, well, yes, but not on impact.
Starlink is in 100 countries. This is going to be hard. I feel like I'm interviewing the two brothers here.
You go ahead.
Problem is, this is going to be a softball interview. That's the problem. But who cares? I'm glad we got to get these two guys together.
What is it called? Optimus, a part of Tesla. Robotic arm. Then you have an AI arm. And then you have something that really fascinating me. You now help the blind to see people with spinal cord injuries that they can recover, where in the past, how close is that becoming a success?
We've had a good relation in 3 patients so far who are quadriplegics, and it allows them to.
Well, the problem is they're still going to call him dumb because they are dumb. There's no, you can't convince those fucking people. If you can't convince them at this point, you can't convince them now.
It's possible to actually control the computer and phone faster than someone who has working hands. Then the next step would be to add a second neural implant past the point where the neuron is damaged, so that somebody can walk again, and so they can have full body functionality restored.
So you like that, right?
I like that, actually. Yeah. I think I was supported by Kennedy. I think he's unfairly maligned as someone who is anti-science, but I think he isn't. He just wants to question the science, which is the essence of the science. The scientific method fundamentally is about always questioning science.
They didn't prove about COVID, but that's for sure. Yeah. We learned a lot with the Twitter file. And that just then raises the question. You're the richest man in the world. You may not like that part. You're pretty competitive. It's been a long time. But
That's why.
what well, that's true. He can't do that.
I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't find anyone for the country.
I'm just trying to be used.
This is the interesting. This is where we are as a society, and I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to do it anyway. Nobody at those gets paid a penny, correct?
Well, actually, some people are federal paid. It's fair to say that the software engineers at Doge could be earning millions of dollars a year instead of earning a small fraction of that federal pay.
Okay, so
they're very committed people.
So you're committed to helping the blind see people with spinal cord injuries recover.
Yes.
You're committed to getting to Mars. You're committed to rescue. You're going to help rescue next month 2 astronauts that I think were abandoned. They dispute that in an interview.
At the president's request, or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed, kind of to a ridiculous degree.
They got lost in space.
They've been there. They were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Yes, they're left up there for political reasons, which is not good.
Okay, it's not good. Now, if I had the weight of the pressure of doing that successfully on my shoulders, then it'd be, but you want to lose before you do this interview. You think this will be a successful mission?
Well, we don't want to be complacent, but we have to back from the space station many times before. As long as we're not complacent.
When are you going to launch?
I think it's about 4 weeks. It's really that. About 4 weeks. Yeah.
An ally has been slain.
We're being extremely cautious. Yeah.
You now have the go-ahead.
Yeah. Well, thanks to you.
They didn't have the go-ahead with Biden.
What's up?
Absolutely insane. Insane.
Well, it's like
Can you believe it?
Good Lord.
And so I wanted to echo something that the president said and then ask an overarching question. So people when you get hit with Hurricane Helene, they have no communication with the outside world. You come to the rescue, you donated that.
Yeah.
Okay. You donated to the people.
He saved a lot of lives. In North Carolina, he saved a lot of lives.
And California,
California, but I mean in North Carolina where they were really they had no communication. People would die. They would die of starvation. He saved a lot of lives in North Carolina.
Okay. Now you're going to rescue astronauts. And now, again, you do all of this. I would think liberals would love the fact that you have the biggest electric vehicle company in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a door guy, but
Yeah, not anymore. Killed that, huh?
I mean, it's this whole sort of it's the called like confirmation syndrome, and I think you don't realize how real this is until it's people. And so like I was at a friend's birthday party in LA, just birthday dinner. And it was a nice, quiet dinner, and everyone was behaving normally. And I happened to mention, this is before the election, like a month or 2 before, I happened to mention the president's name. And it was like they got shot with a dart in the drug lord, like a methamphetamine and rape. What is wrong with guys? Like, you can't have a normal conversation. Yeah. And it's like it's become completely irrational.
He has no idea, but if you're friends with him, you pay a price. It's like I walk in a restaurant in New York and it's like half the room gets daggers and they want to.
No, I digress level is insane. There was like I had like some location. I did a lot of a big sort of damn event that received the invitation like the beginning of last year, and then I still attended after I endorsed President Trump. And I didn't realize how profoundly that would affect, how I was received. I mean, I walk into the room and I'm getting just the dirty looks from everyone. Like, been done several times over. That was
that never happened, right?
No.
All right, more of my interview from the White House with President Trump.
Okay, I don't know if I want to fast forward this or not. I'm watching a Twitter video of somebody else that streamed it, so I fast forwarding on Twitter is kind of difficult. So it's 2:23. Let's go. See if I can do this. And for those that asked me if I went live early, yeah, I didn't know if I was going to find the full clip, so that's why I put it to start at 10. And obviously, I knew Rip was doing his closeout too, so I didn't want to try to stream over him, but he said it was fine or whatever. So, I mean, I know we're not friends anymore because we got in an argument. So all that fell apart. So we're no longer friends anymore. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope the volume is okay. Josiah in the house. What's up, Josiah? Trump and Elon are carrying Hannity in this interview. Well, Hannity sucks anyway. Hannity's just Hannity's terrible all the way around, but Trump likes him, so we're gonna continue. He's gonna continue to get these types of interviews, and that's just the reality of it. So, so we'll just leave it at that, I guess. 26. How long is the fucking commercials? There we go.
Exclusive interview with President Trump and Elon Musk. Take a look. This is $1 million or $1 billion among billionaires question. So you have all of this going on, and you still, in a way, you still do it, and you partner with him. And this is what you get from the Democrats. You get nobody voted for Elon. Well, nobody voted for any of your cabinet nominees. Okay. People are dying because of Doge cuts. I'll give you a chance to respond all this. What Doge is doing is illegal. Elon Musk is more street vernacular for a male body part. It's a constitutional crisis.
Why are they reacting like this?
Okay.
Well, first of all, do you give it one
Getting you Lego pieces?
I guess we must be over the top of doing something right. You know, they wouldn't be complaining so much if we weren't doing something useful.
Virtue is no more than a luxury.
What all we're really trying to do here is restore the will of the people through the president.
Your team has destroyed
and what we're finding is that there's an unelected bureaucracy. Speaking of unelected, there's a vast federal bureaucracy that is implacably opposed to the president's practice. And if you look at, say, DC votes, it's 92% Kamala, 92% Kamala. I think about that number a lot. I'm like 92%, like basically almost everyone. And so, how can you, if the will of the president is not implemented, and the president is representative of the people, that means the will of the people is not being implemented. And that means we don't live in a democracy, we live in a bureaucracy. And so I think what we're seeing here is the thrashing of the bureaucracy as we try to restore democracy and the will of the people. Does this make sense? I mean,
no, of course it does. I mean, to me, if you look at our framers and our founders, and you really become a student of history, Mr. President, and we've had conversations both on air and off air. And
it's through the Wii. It's through the Nintendo Wii with component cables.
Transformational change. Nobody didn't argue that what's happening here is it's going at the speed of light. But however, what were the principles of our framers and our founders? They wanted limited government, greater freedom for the people, and we'll get to the specific cutting away for our misuse. That is your goal, is it not?
Yeah, and my goal is to get great people and what this man has done.
No problem, Paul. I wish Hannity would ask them about how they feel about when they didn't get along. How did they go from not liking each other to where they are now?
I mean, it's really amazing the things he's done, but I didn't know it as much then as now. I mean, the fruits have sort of taken hold. But I wanted great people, And he's a great person. He's an amazing person. He's also a great person. When he uses the word care, I think so. They signed a contract for the government agency, and it has 3 months, and the guy leaves that signed the contract, and nobody else is there, and they throw the contract for 10 years.
What's up, Kevin?
So the guy's getting stuff for years and years and years. He was telling his family, obviously, maybe it was perfect. Maybe he paid to get the contract, or maybe he paid that they didn't terminate. But, you know, we have contracts that go forever, and they've been going for years. And they're supposed to end in 3 months, 5 months, or 2 years, or something that go forever. So the guy is either crooked, you know, where he knew this was going to happen, or he's crooked because he's getting payments that he knows he shouldn't be getting. But they're finding things like that. They're finding things far worse than that. And they're finding billions, and it will be hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fraud. I say waste and abuse.
What hat?
But fraud, waste, and abuse.
What hat am I wearing? Oh, I picked this one up in Texas. It was at like a gas station.
Young, very smart type of person. And when they go in to see the people and talk to these people, you know, and they love the country, you know, there's a certain, they use the word care. So people have to care. Like, when I go to the negotiate with the price, it was 5.7 billion. I got them down 1.7 billion. Now they're not building the plane fast enough. I mean, they're actually in default. When they've been building this thing forever, I don't know what's going on. We don't build the way we used to build. You know, we used to build like a ship a day, and now to build a ship is like a big deal. And we're going to get this country back on track. We can do it. So many things. It takes so long to get things built and get things done. And a lot of it could be something we've been discussing. The regulators go in and they make it impossible. They make it very difficult to build anything, whether it's a ship, a plane, or a building, or anything. And some of them do it because they want to show how important they are. Some of them do it maybe because they think they're right. They use the environment to stop progress and to stop things. It's always the environment. It's an environmental problem. It's not an environmental problem at all. But they do a lot of things. And by the way, speaking of that, Lee Zeldin is going to be fantastic in the position. So important. He could take 10 years to approve or disapprove something, or he could do it in a month. You know, just approve. And I think you're going to see some a fantastic job done by him.
Honor is in the heart.
I understand. You echoed something when I just met you, and it was very similar to what you've been saying, that he brought this country to the dance. This is the opportunity to be transformational and to have our argument of most consequential presidencies if we really dig down and do bureaucracy. I'm going to get there specific. You say the same thing. It's not done yet. And
I mean, the thing that is really the opportunity to fix the system. It is not fixing the system itself. So it's an opportunity to fix the system and to restore the power of democracy. And you know, people like it's funny how often when these attacks occur, the thing that they're accusing the administration of is what they are guilty of. They're saying that things are being done unconstitutional, but what they are doing is unconstitutional. They are guilty of the crime of which they accuse us.
That's always the first thing they do. It's in violation of the Constitution. They don't even know what they've done. Well, they know. It's just a con job. It's a big con job. And they're so bad for the country, so dangerous and so bad. And the media is so bad. When I watch MSNBC, which I don't watch much, but you have to watch the enemy on occasion, the level of arrogance and cheating, and they're just horrible people. These are horrible people.
They tell conspiracy theories.
And they start up with the Constitution. They couldn't care less about the Constitution. CNN, likewise.
Yo, dog.
I watch them asking questions with, you know, the hatred with the. I said, "What are you asking the question with such anger? You're asking me a normal question, but you see the
Can I ask you a question?
bias is so incredible." And those two are bad. PBS is bad. AP is bad. CBS is terrible. I mean, CBS now. They changed it.
Oh, you told me.
In Kamala, they asked her some questions. She answered them like, you know, a low IQ person, the opposite of him.
About like one of those chicks, yeah.
But
What would you do if you found that chick, and like nobody would ever find out, like nobody? Let's just say, I don't know, like you had like some hacking skill, and you found the real person behind it, and it was like a real chick or whatever, and you found her. Yeah, what if she said no? You wouldn't like, if no one were to find out, you wouldn't like punch her in the face. Yeah.
She gave a horrible answer. They took the entire answer out,
Kevin!
and they put another answer that she gave 20 minutes later into the as the answer. I've never even heard of that. I thought I heard of it all.
I'm going to, just for the sake of saving time, because I could spend, and I've done this on radio and TV, I can spend an hour finding the outrageous amounts of money being spent abroad, like USAID, and I just want to mention a couple. But
Oh, you hooked up the steering wheel?
At a high level, I think it's what the president mentioned earlier, which is
there a
that
frame
in
rate
order
drop
to
on this?
save taxpayer money, it comes down to two things: competence and caring.
Yes, that's good.
And when the president was shown the outrageous bill for the new Air Force One, and then negotiated it down, if the president had not applied competence and caring, the price would have been 50% higher. Literally 50% higher. The president cared, the president was competent, the price was not 50% higher as a result. And so when you add more competence and caring, you get a better deal for the American people.
But we were talking about this yesterday. I could give me thousands of bills. I could pick any one of them. Exactly. I could take all 1,000. And let's say it's a bill for $5,000, just $5,000, and it's done by some bureaucrat. And if he would say, I'll give you 3, I don't want to pay you 5, it's too high, I'll give you 3. But they don't do that. If a guy sends in a bill for $5,000, they pay $5,000. They expect to be cut. Everybody expects to be cut. When you send in a bill, you expect to be cut. They send in the bill higher for the most part. This is true with lawyers, legal fees. When they send in legal fees, I can cut. I wish I had the time. I would save some, but I could cut these bills in half, much better than half. But you offer people a much lower number because they actually put fat. I'm not even saying it's like a way of business. They put more on because they expect to be negotiated. When you send in a bill to the government, there's nobody to negotiate.
Yes.
You send in a bill for $10,000 and they send you a check back for $10,000. If you would call them and say, we'll give you 5. No, I need more than 5. We'll give you 5. I'm not going to pay any more than 5. I will make it 6. No, I'm not going to make it 6. And you'll settle for $5,500. You've just cut the bill almost in half. And it took like 2 minutes. But none of that's
Someone call that the art of the
But that's
deal?
caring. No, it's not even the art of the deal. It's caring. He uses the word, it's caring.
Yeah.
It's a certain competence, but I think it's more caring.
If you add either ingredient, either competence or caring, you'll get a better outcome. But it stands to reason that if you don't have competence, you don't have caring, you're going to get a terrible deal. And the problem is that the American taxpayer...
This would have been better if it was Joe Rogan interviewing them.
The last administration.
But it's still good.
Can any reasonable person say that the last administration was either competent or caring?
But they lied to us and said that Joe didn't have a cognitive decline. They said the borders were closed. They said that the borders were secure. They said that, they said Obamacare would say...
They're flat out lied.
It's flat out lied. Up next, more of my exclusive interview with President Trump and Elon Musk as Hannity.
And it is what it is. I mean, Hannity's going to continue to get these opportunities because he's Hannity, and Trump likes him. Trump likes him a lot, so that's just that's how it's going to be.
far-left bureaucrats burn through your hard-earned tax dollars on woke political causes, Green New Dealism, transgenderism, and even anti-American propaganda. Those days are now over. More of my interview with President Trump and Elon Musk. As I scroll this information, and I'll scroll a lot more than I'll mention to both of you, and this is the cost savings. I want people at home to understand this part. Average American makes $66,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay? We have $37 trillion in national debt.
Yeah.
Now, all the money I'm about to mention and what we're going to scroll on our screen, and all of this is going to foreign countries. It is not being spent here in America for better schools, law and order.
I think the average tax-paying American should be mad as hell because their tax money is being poorly spent.
All right, let me go to the second question first. I want to know, because people like Joni Ernst and
Joni Ernst has been has tried for a long time, and she's
God
actually
damn, Kevin.
Ernst has been really helpful.
Okay, but they actually hide what the real purpose of the spending is.
Kevin?
In other words, Kevin! This is a question. How did you decipher? It will say humanitarian blah, blah, blah in Serbia or Afghanistan. We even give money to China for crying out loud, which I think is nuts.
Or give money to the Taliban.
But money to the Taliban.
Like a lot.
All right, so
like for what? But I want to see pictures of
You
what
don't, you don't think Porsches are that good?
But then you got to the bottom line, which is what I'm now scrolling on the screen.
Yeah.
And that is $20 million on a Sesame Street show in Iraq, $56 million to boost tourism in Tunisia and Egypt, $40 million to build schools in Jordan, $11 million to tell the Vietnamese to stop burning trash, $45 million for DEI scholarships in Burma, $520 million for consultant-driven ESG investments in Africa, DEI programs in Serbia. The president's favorite. I'm sure you love that taxpayer money was spent on a DEI musical in Ireland, or
all Porsches are
opera in Colombia,
by default V8s.
or transgender
it sounds like how can these things be real? But this is actually what was done. It sounds like a comedy sketch. Or
I have
something.
20 pages
It's
of
like,
this.
right. It's not. It's a list a mile long.
If you had to put a number on it, how much do you think you've identified waste, fraud, abuse, corruption at this point? And again, we're going to be scrolling this throughout the program.
Well, the overall goal is to try to get $1 trillion out of the deficit. And if the deficit is not brought under control, America will go bankrupt. This is a very important thing for people to understand. A country is no different from an individual in that if an individual overspends, an individual can go bankrupt, and so can a country. And the massive waste, fraud, and abuse that has been going on, which is leading to a $2 trillion a year deficit. That's what the president was handed on Jan 20th, a $2 trillion deficit. It's insane.
For this fiscal year.
Yeah, we inherited.
Yeah.
And inflation is back. I'm only here for 2.5 weeks.
That was January.
Inflation is back. No, think of it. Inflation's back. And they said, oh, Trump and I had nothing to do with it. These people that run the country, they spent money like nobody's ever spent. They were given $9 trillion to throw out the window. $9 trillion. And they spent it on the Green New scam, I call it. It's the greatest scam in the history of the country. One of them. We have a lot of them, I guess, but one of them. Dollar-wise, probably.
DEI and wokeism and transgenderism,
that's all part of it. Yeah.
and LGBTQ+.
Yeah.
By the way, not in America, other countries, not here.
You know, the amazing thing is when you see like the teaching of DEI, $9 million. How do you spend $9 million to teach? No matter what it is, you could teach physics.
Totally.
You could go to MIT for a lot less.
Expensive.
Yeah, the teaching of DEI.
Yes.
How much do you believe, Elon, you've identified in waste, fraud, abuse, corruption now? And how much do you anticipate you will?
Sure. Well, I think
1%. No, because it's so massive. This is huge money.
So what we found out is 1%.
As good as they are, they're not going to find some contract that was crooked, crooked as hell. And I mean, there's going to be so much that isn't done. But what is that? I think he's going to find $1 trillion.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think it's a very small percentage compared to what it is.
Let me go to an area that I think is key, and you talked about this in recent interviews, and that is we don't need a Department of Education. Okay. And what some people are trying to do is stoke fears that, oh my gosh, my kid's not going to get the money for education, or grandma's Social Security and Medicare. This was a big promise of yours on the campaign trail. So I really want
I agree,
to give you
NDI.
guys an opportunity to assure the American people.
But Trump decided to let him interview him, so
money will be
it's on Trump,
allocated for
not
students,
Hannity.
but with
And he's
higher
going to take
standards,
whatever opportunity
for example, I would
he gets.
assume associated
Is it
with
worth me
monies
reacting
given,
to
or
Asmongold reacting to me later on? Was it worth it? Did he disagree with me? Did he roast me?
Other than this fraud or something,
I may
we're
watch
gonna
that
find it's
later.
going to be strengthened, but won't be touched. Medicare, Medicaid, none of that stuff is going to be touched.
Nothing.
I don't have to. Now, if there are illegal migrants in the system, we're going to get them out of the system and all of that fraud. But it's not going to be touched. School. I want to bring school
A lot of people
back
said do it.
to the states so that Iowa, Indiana, all these places, Idaho, New Hampshire, there's so many places, the states. I figure 35 really want
Wait, so
run
he
well.
reacted to me reacting to him. So I'm
right
going to react
now,
to him
it's
reacting to me
Norway,
reacting to him.
Sweden, Denmark, Finland, China. China, can you imagine, has top schools. We're last. So they have a list of 40 countries. We're number 40, usually with 38, 39. The last time we were number 40. And what I say is you got to give it back. So it doesn't work. I'll tell you what we're number one in, cost per pupil. We spend more money than any other country by far. It's not even close per pupil. Okay. So we know it doesn't work. So we spend the most and we have the worst, right? The worst result. When we give that back to Indiana, when we give that back to Iowa and back to a lot of the states that run well, they run well. There's a lot of them, 35, 37, 38. Now you're going to have 10 laggards, but you're going to have 5 real laggards, but that's going to be okay. Take New York. You give it to Westchester County. You give it to Suffolk County. You give it to upstate New York, and you give it to Manhattan, but you give it to 4 or 5 subsections. Same thing in California. Los Angeles is going to be a problem, but you're going to give it to places that run well. We can change education. Now, school choice is important, but that will get taken care of automatically. We want to bring education back to the states. You will spend half the numbers, and I'm not even doing this. I'm not even doing this to say, but you will say, it costs you much less money. You get a much better education. If you go to some of these states, you'll be the equivalent of Norway, Sweden, Denmark, places that really have a good school system. You'll have those places will be the equivalent, and your overall numbers will get so much better.
You want standards associated.
The only thing I want to do from Washington, D.C. is make sure they're teaching English, reading, writing,
math,
and
science. Science,
okay, a little science.
Might help.
You
Sure.
know,
computers.
You're not going to have much of a problem with that, but that's it.
So you're tasked now, and I pray to God this is successful. I really do. I wish you Godspeed. You know, Godspeed, John Glenn.
It's going to be, by the way. I really believe.
But there are legitimate areas.
Well, beside this is cutting. We're only talking about cutting. We're also going to make a lot of money. We're taking in so much.
What about his business? What if there is
then we won't let
contract he would otherwise
let
get?
him do it. He's got a conflict. I mean, look, he's in certain areas. I mean, I see this morning. I didn't know, but I said do the right thing. Where they're cutting way back on the electric vehicle subsidies.
Yes.
They're cutting back.
You lose.
Not only cutting back.
Hurt you.
Correct.
Yeah. Now,
you don't care.
I won't tell you. Well, he's probably not that happy with it, but that would have been one thing he would have come to me and said, listen, you got to do me a favor. This is crazy. But this was in the tax bill. They're cutting back on the subsidies. I wasn't involved in it.
Thanks, Tom.
I said, do what's right, and they're coming up with a tax, but it's just preliminary.
Yeah.
But
nothing against Trump or Elon. This interview is really
maybe he does
meh.
better if you cut back on the subsidies. Who knows? Because he figures he does think differently. He thinks he has a better product.
Yeah.
And as long as he has a level playing field,
Fan standpoint, but I think
reacted to me. So I'm going to react to Asmongold. Well, Asmon reacted to me reacting to him. So now I'm going to react to Asmon reacting to me reacting to him. Okay? So that's how we're going to do it. I think this is the right timestamp.
Really the highest quality content.
Well, if we're talking about high quality content, that's definitely me. So, where the hell are you going, man?
Jesus,
Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. I don't know if he gives me shit. I have no idea. But here we go.
Sorry about that. We're back. Okay.
It's really annoying when video game gets interrupted by some DEI woke bullshit, and I'm like, Jesus, I was playing a video game here. Can you just leave the video games alone? You don't want to do things that damage art.
He's right. Yep.
It's a glorious day knowing that the mainstream games journalists are melting down right before our very eyes. Now, and as I'm my tweet right here to says, myself. 2025 will be the year mainstream gaming media dies for good. F every single one of them. And of course, I use an iconic meme.
I'm going to be honest. I think that probably is not true, but I think it's definitely becoming more true every year. I think that whatever they were at, they're probably going to be half of where they were at before.
And we add Trump to the equation because we know that's going to upset them. That's going to upset them big time. But I do believe that this is the year that the mainstream games journalists are going to absolutely lose all relevancy whatsoever. Now, they've lost most of it, but now
like
it's
90% of it.
Time for the fans and the independent content creators to stand up and just make sure that we drown them out because they are liars. They do not care about video games. They've never cared about video games.
I completely agree with them.
And the more that independent voices rise up, the more triggered that they become. Here is a clip from Asmongold that I think speaks perfectly to everything going on.
Here we go.
Listen to what Asmongold has to say right here. This is glorious, and it just shows you how much things have changed in just a few years compared to where we were.
I know that people are going to be mad about that, going to be upset about things that I say or whatever. I want to let you know that no amount of crying, complaining, getting mad, pissing yourself, making Reddit threads, getting upset about this.
This is top.
The only thing that does is it makes me more popular. And the reason why is because reasonable people see what these people say, and they watch it to find out for themselves, and they realize that they were lied to, and they decide to stick around.
With me.
How many of you guys started watching me because you heard something really bad about me, and you said, hey, wait a minute, that's not necessarily as true as I thought it was?
This is how
actually crazy how common that is.
This channel has 400,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
because
it's crazy
people
how
for
common
years
that
said
is.
all of these horrible things about me, and people just checked it out. I don't have multi-million-dollar budgets around here. I'm just a guy talking on the internet. And all of these freaks, these pronouns and bios weirdos, all of these freaks that thought that Disney Star Wars was good because it represented them, and people like me were saying, no, it's bad, it's not good. It's okay to admit that Disney has screwed this up. And all of these freaks just continue to say all of these horrible things about me, so then people come and check out my channel. It's the same way that most of you have grown your channels, and it's going to continue in that direction because these people have absolutely no power whatsoever.
Bad about me is that, like, everybody thinks that,
I
like,
agree with me.
Again, they think that it's going to somehow, like, people try to do whatever they can to make people like me not speak my mind because they're worried that everybody else is going to listen. That's what they're really afraid of. They're worried other people are going to listen, they're going to hear what I'm saying, and they're going to say, hey, wait a minute, that makes a lot of sense. And you said, hey, wait a minute, that's not necessarily as true as I thought it was. Me? That's a lot of me's, huh? So yeah, guys, keep up the hate threads. I really appreciate it. Yep. Yeah, it's helping me a lot. It's awesome. Yeah, keep crying. Keep making up bullshit. Anyway, let's move on. I think that we've wasted enough time on. I know that.
So this is glorious, and as I said right here, this is the Attitude Era. Obviously, I'm a wrestling fan, so the Attitude Era means a lot to me just from a wrestling fan standpoint. But I think this is a cultural standpoint that this is the Attitude Era for everything, whether it's politics.
I don't think it's even the Attitude Era. It's the normal era. I think that for a long time, we've had the entire conversation dominated by emotionally unstable, mentally ill retards
I agree
that
with Asmund.
can't even moderate anything in their own life. And these are the people who want to draw the rules of engagement for society. And I think
Stop
that
interrupting
collectively
yourself.
people have rejected that. They're tired of that. And this isn't some Attitude Era or anything else. This is simply common sense prevailing and rationality, making a big comeback.
Whether it's mainstream media, whether it's the gaming media, the people are going to stand up and tell you. I feel like I need to pause, but it's like, so I'm listening to myself, so then I agree with myself, then I'm listening to Asmund, and I'm agreeing with Asmund, and then I'm agreeing with Asmund agreeing with me, and now I have to talk to the audience here. This is top tier quality streaming right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is high production value. To go fuck yourself every time you call us a racist, every time you call us a sexist, every time you say we're a misogynist. You can spew all the bullshit you want.
These retards too much power. Yep, that's right.
It means absolutely nothing. You have no power here anymore, and that is the new mindset moving forward. You have zero power, and you will continue to get crushed. The more you cry, the more you whine, the more we are going to get more popular.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of the
Yeah, and the reason why, you have to keep in mind that the reason why he's right about this,
is peak
is
content
because the
streaming.
message.
See? He agrees
it's not
with
like
me.
crying and stuff like this is actually bad. It's that the message that they're putting out is disingenuous and wrong. That's the reason why. So it's like, I think if you don't contextualize around that, like, you miss the entire point. It's that these messages were never popular. They were just given the illusion of popularity by censorship.
Situation. And can you say the same for
I agree with
them?
Asmund
I don't
agreeing
know.
with
I
me.
mean, let's go to just yesterday. I called out Greg Miller.
Oh, I remember this.
One of the shills in the gaming media.
Yep.
I said Greg Miller canceled his best friend over a joke. A very, very tame joke. Never forget.
That's right.
Guess what? Greg Miller doesn't want to address that. Do you know why? Because it's 100% accurate. Everything I said is accurate. So he doesn't want to address it.
Absolutely.
But he does want to get up on stage and say shit like this.
Greg Miller. GREGMILLER. Fuck Elon Musk and fuck Donald Trump.
Now, Greg Miller doesn't want you to start looking and say, oh, wait, what is this guy saying? Where I ratioed him. We still remember when you canceled your best friend over a simple joke. F off.
Yep.
He doesn't want you looking into the fact that he got fake offended over this from Colin Moriarty. Peace and quiet, a day without a woman.
This is a joke.
This is funny. I stand by this. This is literal nothing. This is not an offensive joke. It's a dad joke. As many
my dad has a t-shirt and he says, if
great
a man speaks in the forest and there's no woman to hear it, is he still wrong? And I remember every time that he would wear that shirt and he would come over and my mom would see the shirt, like, and he says, my dad has a t-shirt and he says, if a man speaks in the forest and there's no woman to hear it, is he still wrong? And I remember every time that he would wear that shirt and he would come over and my mom would see the shirt, like, she would just be a little bit more annoyed, right? Just a little bit more.
people have said. But people like Greg Miller, who are shills to the industry, canceled their best friend over this.
Well, the reason why people don't like this is because it's a fake personality and everybody knows it's not genuine. Like, does anybody actually think Greg Miller gives a fuck about this? No, he doesn't care about this.
No.
It's just putting on this fake persona. Like, I bet this guy says totally, like, off-color stuff all the time off camera. But he doesn't act this way, and he puts on this fake persona and this fake personality that's, like, again, a skinny Jack Black that's lost a bunch of weight along with all of their charisma. And you get this guy. And somehow is even less funny.
Attitude Era is here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're not backing down. 2025 will be the day, the year that the mainstream games media dies completely. You are irrelevant. People don't trust you. You mean absolutely nothing. One of the first steps, and of course, this isn't necessarily to the games media, but you can go over to Criticless right now, and you can make an account for free. There's apps on Android, and I got Criticless plug.
Guys, like,
Let's
Elon
go!
Or any of these guys, like, I don't want to put in any money for this. But if you want to pay for
Blaine?
a gaming website that does reviews and media, I will build it. I will build it for free.
Just go to Criticless right now, Asmon.
And I'll build a foundation, and I will do it. Bring the people over and everything like that. But I don't want to run it. That's the only thing, is I do not want to have to run it regularly.
Hit me up, Asmon. Let's talk.
For free? Then why ask for capital? Because I don't have to spend money.
Yeah.
I'm okay with not making money, but I don't want to spend money. Does that make sense?
Apple, and it works very well. And you can go over there and jump into the discussion. Follow me at D-Day Cobra. But yeah, like, everybody's talking like Cobra Kai. I don't know if everyone has seen Cobra Kai yet. Cobra Kai is fantastic, but you can make an account and you can do reviews of all of your favorite TV shows and movies over here. You're not going to be censored at all. This is where the people's voices matter. And hopefully in the future, we're going to get video games over here. And it will be the hub where you can go have all of these discussions. People are talking about Daredevil and Reacher, Captain America, Brave New World sitting at a 33% right now.
Brave New World, I feel like, actually, I saw that a lot of the audience members actually liked the new Captain America movie, and it was rated kind of lower by critics. Now, maybe things have changed since then, but they did. Yeah, if I remember right, let me go back and just check Metacritic again. Metacritic, Brave New World.
I haven't looked at it on Metacritic, so I'm not sure what it is over there. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a good audience score.
Yeah, let me see. Oh.
He's like, oh.
I'm just an idiot. I got wrong information. I read it somewhere else, and it turns out I wasn't right.
That was funny.
It's on Rotten Tomatoes? Oh, was that it?
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has an 80%, probably a 80 or 81% when he checks it. Yeah, 80.
Okay, thank God. All right. I don't know. Like, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm the most humble streamer, being wrong 2 times in a day would really bother me. But luckily, I am the most humble streamer, and also I'm not wrong. So, yeah, there you go. A lot of people actually really enjoyed the movie who watched the movie. But, you know, it seems like on Metacritic, the appearance of it, or sorry, the appeal of it is very minimal. You're wrong about a valve? No, guys, it's gonna blow up tomorrow.
Overall, from the audience over on Criticless. So make sure you go over there. I promise you will enjoy it. You can create little communities over there, have discussions about whatever you're looking to have, and let your friends know about it. We love it. Geeks and Gamers is over there. We are very much involved with this site and this app, and we're looking forward to the future over there. So that is one step, and of course, getting video games over there is one of my big goals moving forward, and hopefully we're going to be able to do that. So thank you guys for checking out this video. We greatly do appreciate it. And just remember that none of these people have any actual power. They have zero power at all. All they can do is cry and whine, and they're just going to continue to make people like me and you and many others far more popular. Have a great day.
Exactly.
I agree with me. We will talk to you later. I agree with me.
Yeah. only going to do the exact
over in
opposite.
Japan.
And
it's really annoying when video games get
fucking. I hate how it fucking changes.
I hate
the
that
pause
too.
button,
I can't
moves
stand
it over, and that way you end up going to.
Yes, that pisses me off every time. Pisses me off every time.
I'll complain privately.
Interrupted by some.
Anyway, it's so shit. It is. And anyway, that being said, probably done on purpose. I don't know. Anyway, I completely agree with him. I do, and I think that a lot of people are starting to realize this. That getting mad about stuff, like it can cause somebody to lose sponsors or something like that. But at the end of the day, people are becoming more and more aware of this, and I think that sponsors will also care less and less about it. And just as time goes on, there will be less of a focus put on, like making money with sponsors to begin with, right? I mean, this is something that I did myself because I knew that it was not going to last. And so I'm very glad to see it happen. Sponsors follow people, they do.
I don't know why it's freezing up on me all of a sudden. Did I freeze up? Am I still here? Can you guys hear me? I can't access anything. Can you hear me? All right, I'm gonna restart my computer. I can't do anything. Nothing's working, so I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay.